All right, mates, before we get in the show, what an experience. How good was Christchurch? The Wars versus the boys, and they get the dub. It couldn't have gone any better for Christchurch.
It was amazing, wasn't it? You know,
the
atmosphere, whenever there was a try, we had a beautiful view down the east side, the flags flying everywhere. Oh man, how good's that going to be in the World Cup?
Yeah,
it's screaming out for an NRL team there.
It is.
You know,
Kiwis versus Cookies at the end of the year.
Kiwis, Cookies, end of the year. You've got to get there.
And the Kiwis NRL, their women's team is playing in the World Cup.
There is a massive push for an NRL team.
There has to be. And I reckon after being over there and seeing that, they have to have.
Yeah.
I don't know how they don't have more World Cup games there. So you've only got one opportunity.
They haven't built the stadium.
Go and get, as soon as tickets become available, because we were over there for the Warriors and Cowboys, we ran into people in the street in Christchurch
10 minutes
who didn't get tickets for that game. So make sure when they become available, go and get them.
Awesome. What an experience.
This is the Levels Network. I am Justin Horo, joined by the Triple OG Willie Mason and the bro Lukey Stowe. Let's start off with some outstanding NO from everyone involved in our trip to Christchurch. Beautiful. This one comes from Jacko Edwards, NZ. Kia ora, matua, Hoz, Uncle Widemu, and the Cuzzy bro Lukey Stowe. L1 from day one from Aotearoa. It was unreal to catch you boys walking through Riverside markets in Christchurch. Scope, you move differently.
Come on, what happened?
Scope, you move differently when you're back home with the whenua under your feet. The Wairoa was strong and you didn't hesitate with the hongi. Did you, I know exactly who this guy is because I only did it once. There was one guy.
I'll come up with the hongi, yeah.
Yeah, it must have been just after when we were walking through the markets.
I think I caught that on video.
I know when they come in. Like, I know I'm not Māori or anything like that, but it's like...
Did you hit it?
I respect the fuck out of their culture.
Yeah.
So, like, it's when the handshake, it's different.
No, it's a stare.
No, but it's a stare in the eyes, but the handshake, but it's in.
Yeah.
It's in, and then it's the touch,
It's the grip. It caught me off guard because he wasn't like he was like a fair-skinned Māori, you know? Sometimes those
but
guys,
different bloke. I got a proper
Oh, did you?
OG,
it must have been a different guy.
OG, man.
Okay, all right. Anyway, to his point, I just want to comment on your obvious and positive influence on your community. It wasn't so much the stopping to give everyone the time of day, which you boys did so well, and we're all grateful for. It was the comments people were making afterwards. The amount of blokes saying to their partners, those are the bros I listen to every week, and how cool it is seeing them just having a yarn with everyone. And far out, they're exactly the same in person as they are on the pod. You could genuinely feel the buzz. It felt like seeing your mates out and would rather out and about rather than just celebrities. That's why Levels resonates with many of us. You're authentic, humble, and proudly represent your people.
Beautiful.
Now that you've seen Christchurch finished, the city rebuild post-earthquake, the stadium right in the middle of the town, the atmosphere around the game day, and how much this place gets behind rugby league, what are your thoughts on Christchurch being the 20th NRL team? Has this trip changed your minds at all? I reckon the city would get right behind it. Boys, appreciate the content and appreciate you taking the time. For everyone over here in Aotearoa, up the Wars.
Appreciate that message.
Yeah, really nice.
My opinion has changed dramatically. I didn't think Christchurch was situated like that, like how the stadium's right in the city. It's right near hotels. You can walk from, Riverside markets. There's a lot of bars down there. I didn't know it was like that. It's like, why is Brisbane so good? Why is that Suncorp so good?
Yeah,
because you're right on Caxton. You walk straight down. Mostly, why does Homebush suck?
Yeah.
Right. It's because it's situational. Yeah. It's where it's at geographically, and it sucks, right? The SFS Allianz used to pump because all along Paddington they'd roll down there and then they'd walk down into the games, into Origin, back in the 90s and in the 80s and everything like that. So this place, it's built for that. They go in there all day, right? Have a couple of beers, family, everything, great mood, just a great feeling. And then just roll into the stadium. And then walk straight out. You're like, boom, 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 you're out.
So good.
That's what it's about. And there is a thirst for that game there. I know you will never beat New Zealand rugby over there, but there was a lot of chat about because it's obviously different rules. Can someone in the chat please explain the difference in the rules with the schools, like with eligibility to play league and union, or do you have to play union coming out of school? Like, you see how we've got Cam Murray went to Newington, straight out to South. Same as Suoliti, straight to the Roosters. So there's a number of our it could have been Wallabies, but no, we got them first. And I think that the rules over there, you play first 15, you're going straight into the system.
Yeah, okay.
So gotcha. I think because I had a good chat with a couple of guys, and that's why there's so much talent over there. They want to play league, but they get stuck in this system, and they want a good schooling as well.
Well, the guys that were walking us around with doing the graffiti with us and painting, apologies for escape. Their name's escaping me now, but apparently, like 5 to 10 years ago, it was like not even available for them to do both. Yeah. But now with the growth of the game, has to. Like this is my biggest takeaway, and before Christchurch were my 20th team anyway before going over there, so this has just reinforced it for me.
100%, it's my 20th team.
But I was blown away by the amount of love and admiration, firstly, we got as a podcast. I know you get stopped wherever you go.
Yeah.
But
that example there in that the message you sent.
Yeah.
But
to my point, like when I'm away with you sometimes, it's like, because you're such a big figure, you get stopped no matter where we get. And then, you get 50% of the people that we run into when we're out. It's levels like, it felt like 75 to 80% were fans of levels,
100%.
Which shows a deep and entrenched love for rugby league, which I felt. Like before going over there, I'm like, I wanted a second team in New Zealand, and we'll get to the WARs and all that as well. But to me, Christchurch, South Island, Canterbury, that's Daniel Carter. That's Dan Carter's. That's Richie McCaw's area. You don't fuck with that, right? Like there is a thirst, there is a hunger for rugby league, and I couldn't believe going over there and how many times I went up to people and we're having a chat in the street, and I'm like, "Oh, where are you guys from? Have you flown from the North Island?" And they're like, "No, we're from here in Christchurch." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and then like it was 50, 100 people deep conversations. I'm going, "Oh, have you guys Australia? Where you from? Auckland?" Like, no, we're Christchurch. And I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
like
that's it's massive, and you got to put it in really the South because you can start like a massive rivalry between North and South Island.
Yeah,
then you can really start talking because I've seen some things on Instagram about like some sort of rivalry in New Zealand similar to State of Origin.
No, that's not going to get to that.
No, I know that, but like you can sort of nearly get to that rivalry.
Well, I've always thought that rugby league.
It's not going to get near Origin, but I'm just saying, like,
I've always thought rugby league's missed out on the opportunity, and I've compared it to the NFL, where you could have. We're probably not going to have divisions like they do have in American sports. The West and Eastern Conference, and
we don't have
the divisions
50 million people.
and all that. And all that matters, but there should be.
You were talking about?
Oh yeah, so divisions. Yeah, we had a little bit of a break. We're never going to be able to get the division model which I've pitched before from the NFL, but how we don't have rivalries that are celebrated more. Like the best one that we do have is South Sydney versus the Roosters. No matter when they play twice a year. They always get a packed out crowd. Doesn't matter if either of the team are at the top of the ladder and the other one's down the bottom of the ladder, it means something. That should be what Penrith and Paris should be about. And then if you create this rivalry
20 teams
in say 10 years, it should be a good, genuine like rivalry that's celebrated. At the moment, the overwhelming feedback that I got from Wars fans are probably 75% of them aren't keen. And the reasons are that they feel like they're starting to build something in New Zealand. They feel like they're starting to build.
Oh, it's a movement, all right.
A movement, the nursery, the development. The development's the big thing. This is what they're worried about. That the Warriors, with the development of some of the young players, we saw a couple examples play for the Kiwis for the Warriors on the weekend. Tanner Stoles-Smith and our young man Makai Tafua. They're both Christchurch products, right? But here's where you've got to be. The Warriors fans can't be short-sighted with this.
Yeah.
for the betterment and the growth of the game of rugby league, whilst we're thriving right now, there is so much talent to go around, and it's all about identifying and it makes the Warriors lock in even more. Like if they've got competition in their own country, which they haven't had, don't get it twisted, Warriors fans. You've had competition from rivals and development squads and recruitment
since day dot
for 25 years, mate.
Yep.
Like they got Sonny from over there.
Roy
People identified. And Benji made the switch to come over from Whakatane to go to Queensland. And like you're always going to have competition. So why not only don't lose those players to Australian teams, continue to grow the game at the bottom in the South Island of New Zealand. Therefore, there are more young kids that can see an opportunity and a pathway to get into first grade. So it's going to improve the quality of player in Auckland, Hamilton, Waikato, all the way down to Wellington. And then you're going to have the game just explode even more.
Could not have said it any better than that. Can't.
Try.
That's no.
It's almost like the ultimate iron sharpening iron.
It is. I was going to say that. That was it. That's all I had. But I was thinking, New Zealand should be looking at that, right? The pathway in there's another pathway, right? There's a Christchurch. I'm not sure what you're going to call them, Christchurch. Someone said orcas. I said, shut up, please. Like orcas, Don't say that again. You won't get in. I'll ban you from the NRL. You can't have an orca, please. But I was just like, clearly, like you got another pathway.
You know, orcas are killer whales.
Yeah, I know
Could you go Christchurch killers?
Or isn't a
that's heavy? That's heavy.
A Canuck is the
Shut
shark.
up. Shut up. Shut up, Lukey.
He's a mad hockey dude.
He's a Canuck.
Yeah. Is that your team, the Canucks?
Yeah.
Come on.
Jeez, you're mental,
we got to try to let us know in the comments section.
Give us some names.
Christchurch would have the team.
Whatever, New Zealand, you're on something here. The Wires are starting something. They know they've got a nursery there. There's a nursery down in Christchurch. There's enough talent to go. All Blacks can be number one still. New Zealand could be dominating this game. See what happens in this World Cup, mate. I said, imagine New Zealand win the World Cup, right? That's going to change the game. And the Wires win the Wires win the grand final. New Zealand's going to go like that. And that's a very big possibility. What they're doing now, put that 20th team there. I like your idea with the divisions, but because there's 20 teams.
Yeah, it's just the only reason to your point.
Five divisions of 4.
Geographically, it's not really like who are the Storm going to have a rivalry with? You know, like it'll have to be Canberra.
What's going to be along the east coast? And closest to?
Don't worry, I've looked at it. There's no perfect system for it.
I look at Perth.
Like if Christchurch did come in, I know they're quite far away. Like it's probably an hour flight from Auckland, I'd say, around that.
Fuck all. It's 2.5 hours to Sydney.
The Queensland division speaks for itself. That's always one that's been locked in. The easiest to lock in for divisions were the Western Sydney division between the Bulldogs, Tigers, Panthers, and Eels. Then you got the Queensland division, even though Cowboys are so far away from.
They're used to the trouble, mate.
Gold Coast. But yeah, their Perth would be hard. Like who do you put in a division with Perth?
Perth, New Guinea, New Zealand, and Christchurch.
See, geographically that doesn't work.
That sucks. I know. I'm just taking a piss here.
You're all fucking
Something but if we keep adding teams, man, it's got to be some sort of division.
Yeah.
And I think that just makes the competition a little bit fairer. I don't know. Anyway, fucking Christchurch was awesome.
Yeah. Before we move on, I just want to have a big thank you to David and the team at Christchurch Tourism, Carl and Sophie from the NRL and the World Cup team.
So good.
That are setting it up at the back end of the season, and Craig from the Ridges in Latimer.
Love him.
If you're ever over and going to watch the game in the World Cup later in the year, highly recommend Ridges. We walked 100 metres to the stadium, mate.
Lukey wanted an Uber.
And then we walked straight back, went and sat in the bar, got on the piss, had a great feed with everyone there.
Like looking from the outside, you'd think, it's going to be sort of
little steakhouse.
Yeah, little steakhouse. Old, beautiful, comfy leather lounges.
Yeah.
Saw a big Rusty Packer there.
Yeah, big Russ.
Someone tried to say Nige was there. I chase around for ages. He goes, bro, I'd never go to Christchurch.
Oh, he wasn't there?
He wasn't there.
Oh, it was a fakie. That was my mate.
But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I left my Motorino jumper in the fucking in the hangars.
Oh,
text Craig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get it sent over. Yeah.
To your point earlier about like the fans and everyone, what about the two people from South Australia that were just next to us? Not even there for the game; they were there for work.
Yep.
And then they're like, "Who are you guys?
Who are you
like,
guys?"
And she just kept getting shocked.
But
by
one,
the love and adulation.
one was from.
I think he was a Kiwi.
He's
so
Kiwi, so
home
he
or
understood.
something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
"Who are you guys?"
Man, if
cool.
you've never been to a game before and you went to that first game,
Lukey said his name was I Show Speed.
he did. Yeah.
I Show Slow.
No,
I show Stoke.
what's it? What's the guy? Alden. What's his name?
Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross. That's what he said.
Ross,
His name
yeah.
was. What a flog. Oh god. Imagine if that was your first experience of a rugby league game as a local Christchurch hardcore All Blacks, hardcore Canterbury Crusaders. Richie McCaw posters on your fucking wall.
What about
Dan
Kieran Reid?
Carter.
Running into
Kieran
Kieran
Reid, my OG.
Yeah,
I love him, man.
Yeah.
I had to get it for you. I don't fanboy many people, but I know when you lead the haka and you're about that shit, I fucking love that. And I've seen him do that plenty of times. I said, fuck it, I'm going to get a photo, Lukey.
Yeah, I go to Mace. I go, oh shit, there's Kieran Reid over there. Andrew Mertens was there too, by the way. And I go, oh, there's Kieran Reid, and then Mace looks over, and very rarely does he say this. He goes, I'm going to get a picture, and then I know these are there's some certain moments when Mace runs into like a proper AG that I go, all right, I'm just going to sit this one out. This picture deserves just these two at the stadium, and Lukey comes back over and goes, fuck, I've never seen you fanboy before.
Yeah, I just respect it. It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
When he fucking how he led the All Blacks, man. Like you do that shit. That's one of those things that I go, fuck, I wish I was amongst that. Like in a haka, like for New Zealand. That's the reason to say when I was talking about the union switch, when I did have some meetings with I think it was John Mitchell in 2003 and Eddie Jones 2003. That was the main reason, was the fucking haka. I said, I want to be involved in that. And the All Blacks were fucking the pinnacle of rugby union. But that was the main reason. I said, fuck, you could kill someone after that. That's what you feel when you sip your towel and the Mana Samoa, like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
On that too, with the Leagues Lounge chat that you boys did was incredible. I think it comes out either tonight or tomorrow.
Yep.
So everyone should tune into that.
Yeah.
One of the best versions of that story, obviously your haka and New Zealand, one of the best articulated versions of it that you've told over the years. So I think a lot of people...
I know many people have really asked about it genuinely. They go, oh, what happened? I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Like, there's a lot to go in it, right? There's a lot more than just fucking me swearing and then getting fucking knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get asked so much as
Yeah,
well.
and you like, but it was beautiful to sit on SJ's pod on his platform, which is so big, and then obviously it's massive in New Zealand. Then everyone can know. So I always waited for the right time to say it, right? It's just like, and I wanted to say it to a Kiwi boy as well. You can't do that in an Australian podcast or anything because they don't really give a fuck anyway. But yeah, SJ's cool, eh?
He's the man.
I love him.
He's the man.
He does so
He's got the perfect mix of, or he's so ingrained in, and what's the word? He, like, the mainstream are just trying to grab him, and you know they want to
tie him up.
They want to tie him up. They want to stranglehold on what he is, but he also understands his own branding. So he's in the perfect world where he's living in both worlds and excelling in both worlds.
Yeah.
Like there is, like, you know, we've gone our path. We've gone a different way about it. You were given opportunities for sure for mainstream as well over the years, but like we've really flourished in this new media.
I think he sees it,
and he's able to. And the big part where he's got a huge advantage on, like, you know, getting stuff for his channel, like being assigned with Sky, who's the broadcast. He's got the broadcast rights to be able to do the clips that we so often get asked about.
where I think it's brilliant.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
Where he can do his own podcast.
Yeah.
I think he is now. That was his own.
Yeah.
Hey, and 1 foot in one foot in the other.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I said. Don't worry about that. Like you're Sean Johnson, man.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like good looking cat, articulate,
Heavily in
everything,
demand.
knows the game inside and out. Just recently retired, understands everything. Can't put anything past him.
Yeah.
You know, so like he's in a great position, and what a great like ambassador for New Zealand rugby league.
Yes, yeah.
Like he's the perfect guy because they've snapped up Fozzie, they've snapped up Benji.
Yeah.
I'm like, It's SJ, I hope you don't go into coaching because I don't know who they're going to get next.
Nah. You're right. That's a great point. A really good point. With the growth of the game right now, you need the pin-up boy.
Yeah, man.
And Foz was becoming an example of that for us in New Zealand over here representing New Zealand.
Yeah.
Even though he'd lived over here for so long, like he could speak on Kiwi experiences. Benji was that, 4 or 5 years ago and was killing it, was even killing it on reality TV shows when he did that. So he was creating that platform and then just goes, the Tigers go, no, we need you to coach here. So Shawnee, as much as I think he's got it in him, you can tell when you have conversations to him about rugby league that he's well and truly.
I think he loves rugby league like we do, but I just don't think he wants to coach nowhere near in the next 5 to 10.
Yeah,
like he's got a lot of smarts and he could easily do it, but I think he'd be watching the stress levels on coaches. For sure. And does he want to live that stressful life?
Yeah,
I think he's a carefree, brother who can do what he wants at the moment. The world's his oyster, but he's absolutely killing it over there. Keep it up. And thanks for your hospitality. It was awesome.
Beautiful. Well said. And, as Lukey said, I think that'll be dropping that episode with Shawnee. It was a good chat. We haven't done a chat together in a while too. We both said that after we left, right?
No,
so it was
cool.
good to be a guest on someone's podcast like that. And
we didn't, there was no plan.
Nah.
We just guessed, what time are we on? 4:30? We all just, because we had a lot of downtime. We had a lot of commitments, but that day we had about probably 2 hours just to do nothing. I'm like, I'm just going to lay down.
Well, because of the weather with the jet boating. We missed out on the jet boating, which would have taken up 2 hours of our afternoon. So we could have gone for longer. It was awesome.
If you had a bigger car, I would have went all right.
All right, Vegas 2027 is pretty much underway. Well, it is underway for everyone at the Parramatta Eels. We just want to let everyone know that myself and Lukey will be heading over there with the Eels team in preparation for Vegas week. There's going to be an official Eels fan hub on the Vegas Strip that is open to all fans. And I'll be hosting it with some events with some Eels legends. So there'll be one pretty much every night. I think we arrive on Tuesday, Lukey, or Wednesday?
Tuesday, so pretty much Wednesday onwards.
Tuesday. So Wednesday onwards, we'll have I'll have 3 different nights with Parramatta legends to be confirmed later on. And Lukey, you've also got the camera out as well, and you're going to be doing some BTS with the fans.
BTS with the fans. I'll be shooting a vlog for the club on both the YouTube and the Para Plus channel, which is exciting from the fans' perspective on what I get up to in Vegas with you, with the team, I know we might go to the Raiders facility, the Performance Institute, the UFC stuff, do all that. And then a bit of a live stream on the way to the game. So I will be hosting that on the Para TikTok, the Para Instagram, and a few other platforms hopefully as well.
That's cool.
I know the Warriors have done their March. We're going to be doing something similar to Vegas, which makes sense, right? If you got all the fans over there together and a part of a package, I'll be hosting that. There'll be a game day event and we'll be rolling into the games together. You guys have already done it.
You'll be seeing my face around there, boys.
Big Triple OG will be over there.
I'll be floating around.
I'll get you in a Parramatta jersey.
Yeah, well, we've got some levels merch that we're going to be dropping, right? There're going to be some Eels times level merch available in the works, so watch that space. And we'll have to deck Mace out in that as well. More details.
I'll rock it.
Yeah.
So I've started putting together some of the designs with the team at Para, which is the coolest part for me.
Yep. Where can people find the tickets? Where do they go to get the tickets?
So you head on to shop.paraeels.com.au, find the links to the official Vegas travel packages. Join us. We'll be mixing and mingling over there. It should be good fun.
There's a couple of different packages, isn't there? You can start we're going to go over, we'll fly over Tuesday here in Sydney, and then there's a couple of shorter ones. I think there's a couple of days where you can go
4-star, 5-star. Just having a quick look at the site here, starting from $789 for the 4-star per person, which is pretty good. And then 5-star from $1,142 per person. All the details are there. Inquire now, request your callback, and get along board with levels / Parramatta Eels.
There we go. All right, let's get to Origin, Mace. Now, it's been feels like it has been it has been a week.
It's been.
We're filming this Tuesday.
When's the game? It's 2 weeks, isn't it?
2 weeks. So we'll get to that in a bit.
It's been non-stop.
Let's get to ref review, because this was from Zane Platt. The refereeing was wildly in favour of New South Wales again. Stags held Cobbo to allow Nwanga to score. It wasn't called. You noticed that during the call, right?
Oh, yeah, he tripped him.
Little subtle.
He tried to trip him.
Shoulder charge not called. That was off the kickoff when it was challenged. Remember that? When Lindsay Collins challenged the shoulder barge. Shoulder charge not called.
It's Origin.
Stags late hit on the head, not send off. Radley direct shoulder to the head, not sin binned. The fact that all of that went New South Wales way and they still got pumped by 20 is brutal. Yeah. The series should be over and it should be a sweep, not a decider. That is an objective fact, whether Blues fans want to admit it or not. That comes from
I get what you're saying, mate. But its origin rules a bit different, and those things didn't dictate the score, did they?
I was happy with all of them. I was happy with.
It's borderline. It's borderline. Yeah. If that was a NRL game, Victor Radley would have got 10.
Yeah, but we were saying that throughout the stream.
We know that. Yeah, Stags, like little things here and.
But to my point, that's why I didn't think the send-off from Kalen was a send-off, because I thought that was an origin.
This is what
50-50.
I said that as well. Yeah, I said it's a 10-minute in the bin.
Correct.
I get it, mate. Yeah,
but just making that clear, because this is a Queensland fan now.
He's a Queensland fan. Yeah. Clearly a Queensland fan.
Yeah.
Should be a sweep. Hasn't been a sweep since 2000, so that'll never happen.
The
Stags holding Cobbo's leg was
very, very dodgy.
It was. How do I put it?
Incidental?
No. Incidental is a good way of putting it, because he got enough of him to clip him, which factored in. And the difference between Nwanga and Ituase putting the ball down, I can fully appreciate if you saw that as a bunker and went, is that enough? Is that enough to take away an origin try?
No.
So even though Mace pointed it out and I still think it was like, there'll be incidental contact between players, like bumping for the ball.
But Stags hit him.
Yeah.
Not like if he tripped over.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it back. He clipped his leg and fucking he didn't lose.
Which is illegal.
It's an illegal play, right? Yeah. Fucking fully. But it didn't dictate Nwanga was always going to score. You're not really going to stop him.
I would say 95%.
Yeah.
Sure,
there's a little bit of grey.
There's a tiny little bit of grey.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean.
Or is it one of those ones, when everyone's like, you slow it down, you start nitpicking?
Yeah, because
the reason you slow it down is because it's illegal, first and foremost. You shouldn't be doing it. So that's the reason when you see it, and I watched it back, you're like, he's probably still going to score anyway, but doesn't matter. That doesn't come into it for an escort, right? When someone just slightly escorts someone and you go, you know what, he's going to catch that anyway. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, no, it doesn't matter because you've already seen the escort.
I don't think we've ever seen anything like that.
Not like that.
No, it's just like trying to trip him over whilst he's chasing another guy, clearly. But got away with it.
I just wanted to bring this up because Ashley Klein. We did not mention. Yeah, we did not mention it at all. Queensland fans probably felt a little bit hard done by because of some contentious calls. Now, could they have been louder with some of these if they'd lost? Probably. There's a genuine case for the controversy around Stags and being a 10 in the bin and not a send off. And Radley's he looked a bit flustered when he had that head contact on his tackle.
Killed him.
In saying that, I saw both of those two tackles as origin moments, and I was glad that Ashley didn't send Radley for 10, and I was glad that he didn't send Stags sent off because I viewed the game as origin, and I feel like that is officiated differently, and I thought that.
And I think he clearly had that in his head as well. I'm not sending anyone off. You know what I mean? Just if you're you'd have to be borderline, shoulder straight in the melon, out like a sewer to get sent off. He's if you're like a Victor Radley or anything like that.
But Stags wasn't far off. Not far off. Yeah,
but it wasn't knocked out and what didn't look as brutal. So anything that didn't look that brutal, I think he's just going to play on.
Okay.
So I think he had that sort of in his mindset before because fuck it, I'm sick of getting copping shit. I don't want anyone talking about the ref, which we didn't.
Considering what he was dealing with going into the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he had a clear plan, right? And unless you fucking near murder someone, you're going to get sent off.
I don't think you can go into the game with that mindset, right? You can't go, I'm not going to send anyone off unless it's fuck. He should be thinking that anyway. That. Someone brought up a good point. Who was it? I think it might have been Gordy. Was it Gordy? Someone in the media brought up the point around if, for a send-off, you've got to be confident that someone's going to get given a month off footy.
Yeah.
It's got to be that extreme.
Ponga play the next week.
Yeah, well, and it was a grade 2 for NRL level, which would have made, remember that I told you about that, the ruling systems for Origin, and I'm okay with that, where it didn't completely wipe him from duties for Newcastle because it happened in Origin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are you whinging about, Queensland? You fucking won.
He's not really. He's just saying
we could.
There was a couple of calls. And I think it's more so talking about how dominant Queensland have been in this series.
We have to make household changes for us to compete in Game 3.
Did you watch Kiri's take on it? Yes, I'd love to get your thoughts on.
I'm putting fucking Crichton back in. I'm putting Tom Trbojevic back in. Starting for Newell Blake. Fucking dropping Yo to the bench. Start Cam Murray. Bring the dog in, Liam Martin. Olaquatu on the bench. Left side, Huddy Young could be fucking under the pump as well. I could change the whole team.
All right, we'll dissect that and we'll
Robson out.
I've got questions for players all the way through, so we can get into that. Before we get to it, let's get to Game 3 and come and join us for Game 3. All right, so we're going to be heading up to the Gold Coast.
Yes,
a game day experience with the Levels crew at the Star on the Gold Coast. So the official start time will be 7 p.m. I'll be hosting it. You'll be giving us some pre-game antics,
pre-game
stories. I want you to fire up the crowd. And here's what I want to do, mates, because this is a unique experience that not everyone gets. So you can speak on the New South Wales support. I'm going to speak on for Queenslanders who are going to be there. You're on the Gold Coast. You get an opportunity to be in and around Willie Mason for a decider. So for better or worse, do you want to be there? Do you want to live it with the big fella? Do you want to be giving it to him?
I'll go minute by minute too, like with when it's like 10 minutes to go, and when you see the inside, the sheds when they're warming up and stuff like that. Just to I'll really run through what they're thinking, what they're doing, and why are they doing that? Why are forwards doing this? Why are the backs doing that? And it's just a real detailed sort of dissection.
And mate, you're in enemy territory, mate. You're in Gold Coast, right? So are you going to pitch to any New South Wales fans to get up there and get behind you? Because there's going to be plenty of Queenslanders talking shitty up there.
Did last year, they were all right, because I was pretty diplomatic about, you know what I'm like. I'm like, New South Wales and Queensland. This is the hardest game you can ever play.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't a decider, was it?
No,
you were there for Game 2 last year?
Game 2, yeah.
Yeah. There'll also be halftime entertainment as well. A quick 10-minute review of the first half. Who did what? We'll have prizes as well. So we'll be giving away prizes not only at halftime, but at full time. And then we'll hang around, have a few beers with everyone, dissect it. You'll get the true, authentic Willie Mason review.
Yeah.
And then we will return back to Sydney, do the podcast on Thursday, but can't wait to get up there to the Star.
Yeah, it's awesome. Last year we did that. There was about 500 people there. They love it.
All right, let's get to the game.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a couple of comments that I think best summarise the feelings out of. Let me have a look. How many did we have before I popped into the show today? 62,000 views. So as per, everyone is frothing it. 440 comments. And I have picked 3 of my favourites, and they are golf day worthy comments. Check this one out. All right, this one comes from Balahans. Hey lads, L1 from day 2. Looking at this year's theme of Origin, it seems really centred around 20 years since Lockyer's intercept to start the dynasty. Looking at the drama around Queensland at the time, including a few players being tapped on the shoulder, Lockyer one of them, he's told that story, the pressure was essentially never play in Origin again if they lost that series. Cleary is 29. Lockyer was 29 in 2006. Could we see Cleary get the tap on the shoulder because Katoa is just waiting for an opportunity? Yes, Queensland were about to lose 4 in a row, but it's not like current New South Wales are doing extremely well either. If Darren Lockyer, as accomplished as he was at that point, could get the tap on the shoulder, can Cleary too? New South Wales genuinely need a coach with backbone big enough to make a call like Mel did, but I still think it needs to happen. Either get the best out of Cleary in Origin or move on to the next. An 8-year dynasty could be around the corner. You just never know. As a Queenslander, I hope Cleary stays in form. He had the second most missed tackles in Origin history last night, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Cheers.
Damn.
It's deep.
That's fucking deep. Yeah. Deep. I mean, Katoa is applying a lot of pressure. Cleary, there's question marks all the time. the 10 missed tackles, the leadership around the team, steering the team around, all these little things that the great ones have done, right? And as I said, whatever he does is amplified by 1,000 compared to Joey and JT, who I look at the best number 1 and 2, right? Or probably pretty equal.
What about this example with Lockie? Because I want
Lockie's, yeah. And Lockie at 2006 had won 97, 98, 2000. So he's won 3 premierships. He's done everything, Dally M, all that kind of stuff. Australia, Queensland, just be absolute Hall of Fame player. Should be an immortal right now. Got the tap on the shoulder, so did Steve Price, so did Petro Civoniceva.
Series, before the series.
If you don't win, and we pumped them in game 1, game 2, they got us, and then game 3 went down to the wire. Obviously, Lockie won them for that with that sort of intercept. The end. He ends up winning the comp again. He ends up winning the Four Nations. We end up winning that. He got Golden Boot, and then 8 series. And it just went, fucking Lockie's a god. But imagine, there's that little sliding doors moment where it's just like, fuck, imagine if Hodjo had to practice his left to right passing or his right to left passing. It wouldn't have fucking, you would have hit Kingy or Guru, I think it was, just went over his head. We probably would have just maybe scraped through. Who knows? Maybe they would have scored. But like that little moment there was fucking kissed by the gods, Lockie. And they just went on a massive run. But if Cleary, I don't put him like player-wise near Lockie either.
Let's break this down because I don't want to talk about his legacy and what he is right now or what he can be. Really, the question is perfect, and this example is why I love our community, right? Yeah. Because it's a great question. Similar parts of their career, both 29. Do we both view that Nathan Cleary's got a good 5 to 8 years left in the game?
If he doesn't play back, if he plays awful in game 3, I'm seriously considering Katoa next year.
It's not about, here's for me, it's not about who is replacing him. It's about the urgency. It's about not owning the jersey.
Yep.
And it's about applying pressure. I don't want to anoint Isaiah Katoa, even though I love Isaiah Katoa most, and this is the point of it. And I don't want to anoint, and I want to say it's definitely going to be Mitch Moses. It's definitely going to be Ethan Strange. I think that's not the point. The point is, all right, you've got an opportunity here, a great opportunity to change the path and when you think about Lockie and what he achieved post 2006, I think before 2006 he's a Hall of Famer.
Easy.
Like the way I view Nathan Cleary right now, changing the direction for Queensland from losing 4 in a row to starting the dynasty, in my opinion, turned Lockie into an immortal, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So Nate's got a great opportunity, right?
I hope Nathan gets man of the match. And if he does get man of the match, he'll get the Wally Lewis medal, right? But he needs to get a man of the match. Like he needs to take us to fucking glory. Like it needs to be Nathan Cleary. It can't be anyone else, right? It's just he's that good, and that's why there's so much pressure on him, right? He thrives under pressure.
And here's the part where you know how much I love Nathan.
Same.
Going hard, but this is just we can have this conversation as well, and just Lockie was clearly feeling the pressure, right?
Big time.
When we talk so often about the social media pressure that the current players have. When you hear Darren Lockyer retell that story years later, you could tell through the passion that he has for the jersey and the stories that he's told that they were fucking well and truly, him and Petro in particular, were feeling the pressure and were under the
Pricey,
pump.
like they all played 20 Origin games by then.
And it brought out the best in them. And like they, sliding doors, who knows, right? If that ball doesn't go down, fuck, maybe we don't see like maybe they go changing in the guard. Maybe New South Wales win 24 in a row. Win 4 in a row. Maybe
24 in a row.
Maybe those players, those elite Melbourne Storm players, don't get to develop in the right way. And
this can be the change. This can be exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. This is why I want Cleary, because I'm a massive, big fan of Cleary. I want him to be sitting up there on the Mount Rushmore of sevens and players at the end of the day. But if he doesn't dominate Origin, he won't. That's simple as it is. I don't want to make him, like put pressure on him like this. Maybe he needs the blowtorch applied to him. He's copping it, right? It's probably his worst Origin performance. He knows that. He's a high achiever. He knows exactly what he can do. Let him play. Just let him run the fucking team. Do you know what I mean? Like the 7 and 6, it ain't working. Him and Moses. It worked for that one game. That's about it. You gotta let Cleary just do his thing. He's played his best football when he's the main character, right? He kicks good enough, tackles like a machine. Obviously, he missed 10 tackles, but like you gotta let him go. And I just think his best dude is fucking Ethan Strange at this moment right now, because I can't. Moses is out for 7 weeks, hadn't played a game. You chuck him straight into the starting lineup in a game too where it's all in. You put a young kid, Dylan Lucas, right next to Cleary. First fucking game of Origin against those guys who are going to go up to another level, right? So pick the right people around him. Let him take us to the promised land, because I know he can do it. Right?
Here's my last little bit on this. Like, really, if you think about if we're going to place him in immortality, who gives a shit who the fucking partner is, really?
Let him have it.
If he's an immortal,
get Greg Burbat and put him at 5'8".
Chuck Donahue and our man Kurt Donahue at 6.
Just get a defensive play, mate.
Just on that point, I just want to finish this as well, and then we can discuss other parts of it as well. Like, if he's going to be revered like Joey, like Lockie, and I had a point around Joey as well, and not owning the jersey, and not to say that he's ever felt like he's owned the jersey, but if you get the right leadership there and you ask him the right questions, I think he's the sort of guy that can take criticism or from the right person, a challenge like that, and accept it, and bring out the best in him, because
that's Joey.
That's an example for Lockie, right? And what he had to go through as a Queenslander when they were in a tough time. But people forget Joey, and I was watching some highlights of Joey just recently as well. Joey played a lot of his games at 9 as well, because it was either Jeff Tuvey, Noddy, other examples of halves like Laurie. Watching some of
it was that era where we had no 9s.
Yeah, so Laurie was I was watching some clips of Laurie and Freddie, and they're like, fuck, they were so good.
Stacked.
Right? They had stacked and was trying to fit the best possible players in. But Joey didn't own this. Like, the 7 jersey wasn't given to Joey. In fact, sometimes he had to play 9, right? And I reckon because he had such a big ego, knowing Joey like we know Joey years after, you know him better than what I do, but that would have fucking pissed him off, right?
Filthy.
Not to say that I want to put Nathan Cleary at 9. All I'm saying is, like, sometimes you just fucking pull it away a little bit. Like, all right, hey, this is not guaranteed, you know? And that brought out the best in Lockie going into that series, and then they went on a bit of a run, and they got the best version of Lockie. Joey didn't get it all his way, even though, like, how do we view both those two guys?
Yeah. So he played in that era. So I think he debuted 94 for New South Wales. Back then, so you had Ricky Stewart, you had Jeff Tuvey, you had that guys that were doing it, right?
Those two are plenty.
Yeah, Brad Fittler. Yeah. Brad Fittler had to play lock because of Laurie Daly had to play. He had to play out of position. So most guys played out of position, and you're like, Andrew Johnson's there. Where do we put him? And this is when we didn't. You ever look back in the 90s? Who was the gun hooker? Steve Walters.
Steve Walters.
Boxhead was from Queensland. Right, so Boxy he owned that jersey, right? And we didn't really have a genuine 9 until Joey played that until about 99, 2000, and then the Luke Prittis come along.
It was either
and then Danny Badiris come along.
The other person that they put into that role, because I noticed when I was watching highlights of Joey, is Twos was wearing the 7.
Twos, yeah.
And Joey was wearing 14 or the 9.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were swapping a lot between each other. Like,
and Joey was young too. Yeah. Like, he was a young guy. Like, you know, he was playing at a high level in club football, but yeah, he played 9 because he was our best option at 9. And we had gun 7s. Like, you had guys that would.
Do you reckon that would have pissed Joey off though?
Filthy.
Yeah, exactly right.
But then it probably made him a better fucking defender. Because remember I told you before, like, when you just go to another level in Origin when you go, oh yeah, Joey's a halfback. He's not a good hitter. Yeah. He was fucking smacking the shit out of everyone. And then he earned that. And when he got the 7 in, I think, 2000, and even for Australia, Noddy was 7 because Opes was coach. Opes picked Brett Kamali for 7 for a couple of times. So here's another little jab. Yep. It just made Joey hungrier and hungrier. And I think Joey is a team first player who just does not give a fuck. He just wants to win.
Yep.
Right? But then he got the 7 jersey for, I think, around about 2000. And then it was his till he let it go, 2006.
Yep.
Well, to your point, Gowie played hooker.
Gowie's another one.
99 Origin.
So Gowie was around, so he was a 7. So because there was such great players around then, but there wasn't a genuine 9. Luke Prittis ended up getting it in 2002 Origin, I remember. And then Bedsy come along in 2003 and never let it go. So Bedsy was playing halfback and shit like that. And like when he was a young junior, then they made him into a 9. But then Pritto had it for, I think, 1 year. And then I think Pritto had it in 2000. And then Bedsy come along in 2001 and took it. And then that was the Joey and Bedsy era for a while.
All right. One other question that gets asked to us a lot. Why the media are careful at critiquing Nathan Cleary? Like, why is there a hesitancy? More so, I guess, from the mainstream media.
He's our guy. He's our pin-up boy. You know what I mean? Like, young kids want to be Cleary. You don't destroy.
I've got a take on it.
I just don't think the mainstream media. He's a nice kid. If you've got a young kid, you want to be Cleary should be on your wall. Like he's that kind of guy. He's well mannered. He's well spoken. He's the guy, right? Like I think the mainstream media have been staying away because he hasn't really warranted anything like this, right? Just say if the papers pick all this sort of shit up and they start putting more pressure, which I think they're going to apply the blowtorch pretty heavy, right? This is Cleary's last chance, is blah, blah, blah. They have things like this, you know what I mean? So I think Cleary is our guy. He's our pin-up boy. He's the main, he's our, I think he's the guy.
I think there are a couple of reasons, and I'll be interested to see if you agree with me on this.
And if you guys are
so first and foremost,
did
right?
I get you then?
Yeah, it's where I was going to finish.
My last little one, I said, union.
But I'll build you up to that. So first and foremost, if you've ever met Nathan Cleary, he's one of the best humans you ever meet. Not that he should escape criticism because of that, but factor that in. Just realize when you meet someone and you like them, and they have a poor performance, you fucking want them to fight back. And despite over the last couple of years rooting for Queensland because of my man Money and Ches and all that stuff, I've great mates of mine.
Yeah.
I've met Nathan a couple of times, love the human, and I would love for him to have his moment. So part of me,
empathetic for that.
Yeah. That's like, I would love to see that for Nathan. I would love to see him have a huge decider, even though I'd be rooting for Queensland in this game 3. So that's a part of it. The second part of it is the dominance at club level. So I think not every punter, I can't speak for everyone, but if you were to critique and go after Nathan, we all know that he hasn't been able to have it at Origin yet, but he's got a fucking crazy performance in him, right? So there's probably a little bit of fear from the media as well. Like, imagine being that dude,
wrote the article and then
in articles and it's clipped up later, or it might even be part of a documentary for later. He doesn't get Origin. He's not fucking Joey. All this sort of stuff.
You think that's not going to happen the next week?
Well, that's what I don't know.
I think it will.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, it's been building up. Obviously not going to save it now, but I reckon this time, like next week, Monday, Tuesday, I think they're saving it for that.
But here's another part. Here's another thing.
Give me another layer.
Because the ammunition that Queensland thrive on is coming from New South Wales, right? New South Wales will often give Queensland ammunition. Worst Queensland team of all time. This is the unlosable series, all that sort of stuff. When Queensland are in the position like they are right now, they don't say shit. They let the in-house fighting happen in New South Wales, and that doesn't become bulletin board material, mate, because it's coming from your own fucking people. Yeah. So Queensland will never give you that little extra edge that you're looking for. They'll never give you that bulletin board. Like, they won't give Nathan the opportunity with a clip leading into it to go, I'll fucking give it to those Queenslanders. Yeah. New South Wales do that to themselves, and they give
our media do it to us. To
Queensland. So that's another part of it. And to my last point, there's a part of me that thinks if this continues for Nathan, not to say that he's not mentally strong, he's clearly mentally tough, like what he's done at club level and all that. But there almost feels like the beat up for him that I saw New South Wales players cop at certain times. But remember when Killer just went, nah.
Done with it.
Can't be bothered playing rep footy. And then I played with Killer at Manly. I'm talking about Jamie Lyon, by the way.
Yeah.
Who was in and out of Origin there for a little bit, played a couple of different positions. And then, like, do you get to the point where Nath goes, all right, if I am contemplating spending more time with my partner, going overseas, either playing in the Super League or going to Union to spend more time with Mary, there's all this shit that he cops from the media in
the way that he doesn't cop it, you're trying to say?
In doesn't cop it or doesn't, or does, and suddenly does he sort of just get to the point? And it's more so, it's not necessarily from the media, that side of things. It's more like if you got to go into the comment section. And I know that's a toxic way to look at things, but that's what I do to build out shows and all that. And he cops it. He cops it heavily, and I'm sure he sees parts of it. I wonder if there's a hesitancy from the media to just go like, we don't want to lose him, right? Like, we don't want to lose him to the game of rugby league even if it's for a couple of years.
It'd be like losing Joey.
Yeah.
Back in like 2000 and mid-2000s when he was going to go to the Wallabies. It was massive. It was a fucking bee's dick off going. And I think Cleary would be an outstanding fucking 9 or 10. Like, outstanding. And people and ex-Wallabies have said that as well. The way that he plays, the tempo, the kicking game, the demeanour, he could, I'm not saying go to Union, son, but like just be careful with it. I understand that with his relationship with, the media. If the media really dump a lot of shit on him, right, he don't give a fuck about comments, right? Hopefully he doesn't read them. But like when it's front page news and everyone's reading that and it's very negative, it affects you. It does. He's a very stoic human, and I don't think
he's very thoughtful.
He's very stoic. So is his dad, and so hopefully they don't pile in on him. But if he loses, he's going to fucking get it. And if he plays bad and Queensland win, and he plays like he did in game 2, fucking mate, there's going to be. Then it starts heating up with the Katoa, all those sort of things. Do we need to change? Is it Katoa and Strange for the next 5 years? He's been playing since 2017. He's had nearly 10 years of Origin. It's a fucking lot. He's played more games than Joey.
To that point, if Ivan comes in as coach, how hard is it for him to pick a Katoa?
Fucking not really.
No.
That depends if Cleary's still doing what he does at, like, this is what we're waiting for. Whatever he does at club football, and even like test football, he hasn't been that much of a superstar because it's hard to star in that team, right? But club football, absolute god. Origin's even harder.
Well, here we go. This brings us into this comment, and I think this works perfectly. It's a nice little segue into Ash Cameron. I'm always surprised when people talk about Penrith football without clearly defining what it is. To me, Penrith football isn't primarily about the attack. It's about defense, ruck control, line speed, and denying the opposition time and space. Their whole system is built on winning the middle, slowing down the play of the balls, and forcing teams into poor attacking situations. That's why Queensland remind me so much of Penrith or 2020 Melbourne right now. Their defensive fundamentals have been outstanding. They control the ruck, dominate field position, and make attack look far harder than it should. Listening to a lot of Origin analysis, including on podcasts and TV, there seems to be a huge focus on attack, shapes, halves, selection debates. But the real story feels like what's happening through the middle of the field. Queensland's coaching staff must be loving it because nobody seems to be talking about their biggest strength, their ability to win the ruck and control the tempo of the game through defence. New South Wales could pick on an almost endless number of high-quality players and combinations, but until they consistently win the ruck and match Queensland's defensive intensity, they aren't giving themselves the best chance to succeed. It feels like the discussion keeps focusing on who should be picked rather than the fundamentals that decide these games.
I think he's more or less talking about picking Origin players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're picking Origin players.
Yeah.
Like, I keep bringing up Dylan Lucas, and I'm not giving him any hate or anything. I think he's a future Origin player, but you just don't pick a rookie at right 4 when you've got a guy like Liam Martin and Ola Kawatu as a fucking, like, Liam Martin tried and tested, right? Ola Kawatu, you either put him on the bench or you start him, right? I just think we're not picking Origin players. Like, they're picking Lindsay Collins, range fucking rough shot for us, Ruben Cotter, Harry Grant, fucking Flegler. They all, do you know what I mean? These guys play club football every week. They're not outstanding like Payne Haas, like Fanua Blake. Do you know what I mean? Like Dylan Lucas been playing outstanding, like Isaiah Yeo. Like Isaiah Yeo, I think he's a great lock in a fucking great system, right? I've always said that. In Origin, I think he's a bench player who comes on and plays front row and has that rotation. I think he's played his best Origin series at that. But they keep fucking sticking with Yowie and keep playing this block for fucking block shape. It's the stupidest shape in the world. It barely works, especially in Origin. But geez, that's the only thing they... What the fuck is Cleary supposed to do or Moses supposed to do? I said it last week. What are you supposed to do when it's like, you want a block for a block for a block? These guys are animals in Queensland, how they defend. Up, boom, fucking smash everyone. As soon as the centre gets the ball, he's getting fucking 3-outed or fucking picked up and ragdolled out. You got to win the fucking ruck in any game, any NRL game, anything. We have not dominated the ruck at all. And if we do, we just think we can go wide for a block shape. Like, we've got to have a bit of a different plan, like for game 3. I hope so.
Yeah, it's a great point because I was thinking about it with the defence side of things. Because I've seen examples. There are plenty of examples that you can remember where Queensland went the block for block to get to the edge, and it's more so.
It's a setup.
You're alluding to Luke Keary's video, and I don't know if you saw this, Mace, but he's talking about like it doesn't really matter about what was his first thing? He said
Liam Martin game 3 last year. We had Latrell back for game 3 last year.
Yes,
no one's going to come save you.
So here's what it is like, and it's about like the buy-in from the playing group, the plan that they come up with, and I felt like he was going to lead towards this, but didn't quite say it. And I said this within a group chat with mates after game 3. I think right now, like systems, Penrith, like there's a heavy focus on what they're doing in attack, not enough talk about what they're doing in defence. So that's why I love this comment from Ash. Because I think strategically, the plan, once you get opportunities, is just night and day in comparison. Like when they do get opportunities, Billy and the plan that they have to execute from game to game is always different. Like it's a different sort of style that pulls the attack. Like we talked about the adjustments.
Detail.
So that's why I think right now, for as much as, the criticism that, Laurie's been getting hammered recently, so I haven't made a point to put anything around that because he's getting enough, probably more so than any of the players right now. But I agree with Kez, I don't think changes matter. I honestly don't, because I think the advantage that Billy has over Laurie tactically is just too much for this series right now.
Or at least
you don't change your team.
I think you can. I think you can make changes. I think you can bring in Origin players. I think the planning and how players handle pressure under duress, and the reason Penrith have been so good, and people will go back to the style. I told you that story recently when I was sitting in the box next to Ivan, and Penrith have dominated teams and scorelines and put big scorelines. Go back to say Penrith versus Storm at the start of the year. Storm completed at 94%. Had Harry Grant, Cam Munster, and Jerome Hughes. Yeah. 2 best for Queensland, best for New Zealand, and probably the last 5 years. They looked helpless against Penrith because it was they strangled them defensively. Like they hang in there, and then they're able to score points off the back of it, which I know Nathan, Joey are capable of with the right system. But it goes back to what they value at Penrith is defence, and then off the back of that, that's what Melbourne used to value, and then you counter-attacked and then you score points. Right now, I think with Laurie, it may, like, for sure it helps. Like, if you got Latrell, Stephen Crichton, Liam Martin, all these changes that people were talking about, when I look at that team on the team sheet, I think, all right, that's way more intimidating. I'm not denying that. But I just think there's too big of a gap right now between Laurie and Billy. I think
and I'm not even worried about Laurie and Billy fucking coaching-wise. I just want to pick the right players and let them do what they fucking do, right? Be Origin players and know what the job is, right? It's just, you know what Billy's like, you know his cues, you know he's going to pick on your weaknesses, you know what he's going to do, right? He's always got plan A, B, and C. You got to fucking pick the right players in the right positions. That's all we need to do, and get out there and put everything fucking on the line. That's it. Fucking, that's it. Put Liam Martin in. I'll put Critter back in. I'll put Tom Trbojevic back in. If Bradman Best is fit, put him in. If fucking Latrell's fit, put him in. Right? One of those two on that left side. And fucking, I don't know what fucking Teddy and Dylan Edwards does. I reckon there needs to be fucking change there. They've all tried and tested. All those guys.
Here's what Keary was alluding to without having the, I guess, the final point on the coaching with what I said. He was more alluding to, doesn't matter who they pick, they've got to get in camp, they've got to buy into where they're going. But some of the players that he mentioned, you just mentioned them, Mace. You just got hammered by Queensland in Game 3 last year. Yeah. They had Dylan Edwards at fullback. They had Latrell at left centre.
Yeah, well, you can say all that all the fucking time, but like just for this game.
So then like this is what I'm swapping and changing and all those selections and all that, like. Does it matter if you don't have the correct message?
I don't want this fucking same side Game 2 for Game 3.
Yeah.
Not a fucking chance. That's all.
I'm not saying don't make any changes. I'm just saying I just think it's you're climbing tactically you're climbing an uphill battle as it is. We'll get to changes as well as we go through. Here's another one. Here's one's from L1 from day one, and this is where Again, this is how heavy the criticism's getting for changes. Guys, Brian Toto wasn't a pass mark. He was a genuine target in the air. This is just above in the replies that we sort of skipped over. He made multiple errors and conceded. Poor game one. Yeah, he's Bizza, maybe the GOAT winger, but his height is a genuine issue at this level. Might need a tall centre on that side to support him if you're going to keep Bizza in there.
Yeah, he's been copping some strays too.
He's been copping it heavy.
How old's Bizza? 28?
Big 28, 29.
27.
27.
Still in his prime.
Exactly.
And, he's done the job for us for 5 years, been one of our best players. Everyone has their peaks, and sometimes you can't be up there for forever, right? And I always say the outlier is only Cameron Smith, whose fucking peak went for 12 plus years. Of like dominance. Most of us get like 5 to 7, and then time catches up, and other people evolve. I still think Biz can still do the job.
Biz is a lock for me.
I don't give a fuck if he had a couple of off games. I still think he's got that one game where he just goes fucking mad, and I just think you stick with him. I think he's still got another couple of years. I don't look at him and go, he's done. No way. Like, he's played twos. He had made a couple of mistakes, but there was about fucking 3 or 4 people on him. Like, some of the fundamental rules that, with centers and running people off the ball a little bit, right? And that's what players are shit scared of as well.
It's a good point.
Escorts. Like the escorts is very important. So, like, when they do those crossfield kicks, the center has to be fucking like nearly in front of Biz.
Yeah.
Right, and blocking the center, and then so it leaves a one-on-one battle with the wing. But they're fucking petrified of that.
Yeah,
and that's why he's getting left, one-on-one or 2-on-1 because the center's not doing his job.
For so many years there during that era, especially against Melbourne,
still like it's Bizza needs to be better.
Yeah, but we'll get to this and we'll discuss it as well because it's definitely a deficiency that I thought that teams didn't expose more. But it's a great point around the. Clamp down on escorts. For years, when Melbourne were going toe-to-toe with them over there, they've been the team that's competed with Penrith the best over the last 5 or 6 years. I was like, why don't they use Will Waldrick and Coates more on Brian Toto and Taruva? And you're right, the escorting
Penrith
over the years.
Detail is perfect.
Must have been awesome for so many years. Not to say, like, his height is... I view Brian Toto as the best winger
He's vertical
of the NRL
like
era, right? Like, you can get in debates of, some other players, and they're going to be definitely in the conversation. But for me, for my pick's Bizza, because he did so many other things, and so many other things well, but also wasn't targeted as heavily in the air or wasn't exposed as much. Now I think with the new rule changes, there was probably only one occasion that I can remember, right? Remember we had the beach ball one when he went up with Jojo Fafita. There's a lot of people around there. The second one was really tough on him. Yeah. So for people who, saying that Jojo Fafita jumped over top of him, there was a break on the left-hand side of the field. There was a late offload. The defensive line's nice and tight. Munster gets it, ad lib play, puts a kick over to Jojo Fafita in a space of 25 metres, and he's sort of backtracking and Jojo jumps over top of him. That's not a trick. Like, Xavier Coates would have got jumped over in that.
So Mark Nwanga Nisawasi would have got
for sure he would have.
Toops, everyone.
That was a perfect kick. The timing, it was so difficult for Bizza to get back for that one. So he does get a genuine pass mark for that. But to say that he should be criticised more or should be in danger of getting dropped is
pick another player
crazy.
In front of him.
Hey, we discussed this one quickly. Matty Johns has urged New South Wales to make a whole heap of changes for State of Origin decider, whilst reluctantly volunteering to help the Blues next year if his brother steps in. Now, the quote was, if Joey does it, he would consider it. We talked about this after the game. I said to Lukey when he had a post for us, post the stream, the 1 year... The reason I think Matty said if Joey does it is because he knows Joey will say no. Like, now he puts the pressure back on Joey. Is that what when you saw that clip, did you think the same thing?
Yeah.
Or do you think there's just enough? Because Fletch was like, come on, like, seriously, like, this could be the opportunity to Laurie's already told people that he's not going around regardless of whether they win or not. And I think that's good for Laurie and his health. I think he should step away from it.
Yep.
And we all believe that Ivan will be the New South Wales head coach as soon as he finishes his Penrith duties, which is after next year.
It'd be perfect. A perfect.
You said you neided a perfect
scenario for Joey to come in as an interim. This would be an interim coaching year whilst Cleary just has a little bit of, finishes off with his tenure at Penrith. Then you're like, all right, well, you've got Joey Johns there, Matty Johns. Like, you can form a fucking a decent coaching staff, right? I look at the coaching staff in New South Wales. You got Brett White there, you got Matty King, and then you got Laurie Daly.
Boydie Cordner.
Boydie, yeah. Yep. You got Boyd there. I think Boyd's a big part of just having him around. Yep. Like, he only just retired, 3 years ago now?
Well, I had a chat to Boydie, actually, just quickly on Boydie, because he's been a name that's been tossed around as well. You got the utmost respect for Boydie. Boydie's doing it the right way too. So what happened was Boydie went straight into coaching with Robbo, first grade coaching, cutting up film and all that sort of stuff, and he realised it was way too hectic. Crazy. So he took a step away from it for a little bit, and he's been coaching the SG Ball there, which is, is that 19s?
Yeah.
They've gone back to back.
Yeah, I know.
So I've
coached against him.
He's gone the pathways about the long
Helps
route.
You got the best fucking juniors in the world.
Well, yeah, it's not guaranteed though. To go that route, to go back up, I think is going to serve Boydie. I think Boydie could be a long-term option.
I think Boydie is a long-term option.
Head coach or Origin.
And I think even next year, don't think Ivan's a lock for fucking rep football, like to coach like New South Wales, if Boyd Cordner wants to put his hand up, because he's been there and done that. He's highly respected. But maybe Boyd doesn't want that.
Yeah, right? Who knows?
He just wants to sit around. He just wants to help these young kids. There's a lot of us out there that would love to help New South Wales, right? Yep. It's just like, when I look at Queensland, I look at, first of all, Billy Slater, right? He's just aura, fucking just king. There's only one person who could drop Reece Walsh, and it's Billy Slater. I don't think anyone else gets away with that.
Fair.
No one gets away with it unless it's come from Bill. I think...
if you want to add something to the Queensland, remember when we were up for Queensland too for game one when they were talking about the changes in the team selections? And I'll say this, and then you can message Nate to confirm it and just make sure. Like, we'll send him a clip and see if he's okay with me saying this. But because we were in the hotel where the Queenslanders were, when we talk about selections with New South Wales, it's like Laurie as the team essentially he ends up making the final decision, but he chats about it with the team. And then I was chatting to Money, having a beer with him after we finished our show, and Nate comes down and JT was down there for a little bit. I'm sure you ran into those guys as well. And they'll ask, Money's like, oh, where's Bill? Is Bill here? And he goes, he's in the room drawing up scenarios around teams because there were so many injuries that happened over Magic Round that he had to formulate his thoughts before he went back to the team. It's like that's the difference between Billy. Yeah. And that's what Ivan will provide. It won't be a fucking selection committee.
No.
There won't be any grey area around like the New South Wales. They won't have a selector for New South Wales. It won't be the assistant. He'll bring assistant coaches. They won't pick the team. No. Ivan will pick the team. And Billy, we had two of the assistant coaches there sitting in the lobby going, oh, he's up there. Billy's just constructing the team and going to get back to us with the plan for game one.
Back to Billy. He's the only person who can drop Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
You know, like he just has that aura. No one else can do that. I look around that Queensland locker room after games and I'm like, I see Nate Miles, arguably one of the greatest origin forwards for Queensland. I see Sammy T just wandering around. I see GI sometimes in there. I see JT. I see Big Petro. I see these guys that are just fucking gods in Queensland's eyes, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And like you're looking at the posters on the wall. You're looking at all the greats that have done it before you. A lot of history involved, a lot of passion there. You know, like I'm not, you know, and I look around our dressing sheds. It's just like, you know, Laurie and, you know, half these guys that I don't even know, like the squad, like coach. I know Matty King and Brett White because I played with them.
Yeah.
But everyone else, I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't know. You know, like
is that a reflection of the dominance with that series though?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, like, where's like, and I see Boyd Cordner, right? But he's not one of these guys who's always, you see the camera's not always on him. But like, imagine having like Joey there and Matty Johns and you know what I mean?
So that's like, the aura they provide.
Yeah, like fucking Joey Johns is a fucking god. Yeah. Imagine him as your coach telling you what to do, and like you got Boyd Cordner, you know, like even Matty Johns just doing a couple of little things. Their football brains are off the charts the way they think. I've had big conversations with them the way that they would coach. Or I imagine having that Danny Medeiros around there still, you know, like just some players, some ex-forwards, and then, you know, you just have those players around just because you've played the game, giving just little tips here and there, you know, like to the middles and, you know, not controlling everything. Like Laurie can't control everything. Like is Brett White controlling all our middles with Boyd? Is Matt King our backs coach? Who's our halves coach? Is Laurie that?
You'd have to.
I'm not sure. But I'm just saying, like I'm like, you got to, I don't know. I think Queensland have that sort of fucking just ex-players, greatness and a lot of, just a lot of those ex-players. And when I was playing Origin, we used to get like Chief Harrigan and all that sort of blokes in there. You're like, fuck yeah. Bradley Clyde presenting your jersey. You know, Brad Fittler even, you know, coming in there and being in there all week. And you just go, I don't want to let any of these guys down because wearing that Blues jersey is a fucking honour, right? You are part of history. You got your name on your back. There's so much that goes into that jersey. You work so hard for it and you finally get it. And then like the last two games, I'm looking at it and go, fuck, do you even care? Like about that jersey, some of these players, like, fuck, that's what most players are looking like ex-players going, where's that fucking killer instinct to like go after Queensland and fucking smash them, right? In defence, the only guy he fucking hits is Victor Radley. And he fucking, like, that's what I said, I'd start Victor Radley. At 9, I still fucking would. And Appy would come off the bench or vice versa, right? Because they both can hit, they're both creative. Right? Every time we get a fucking fast play the ball, who runs? No one.
So if you're not worried about the run, then just defend.
You just sit there. You got your whole line set already. Right? Look how many times Harry Grant ran after a quick play the ball and how many tries he set up. Because you know how quick the game is. You speed the ruck up. You get a couple of guys that can just fucking speed the ruck up and then, boom, run. And then play. Munster's pushing up. Ponga's pushing up. Like everyone's going through holes and then you generate speed and then kick, then bang. And then, you know, like little things like that. Cobbo coming through. Like, there's a couple of little things, man. I mean, Origin is the hardest like game you can play in the history of the fucking world, I reckon. You got to just pick the right players.
All right, boys, here we go. We got a question from Jimmy Reed, our man Jimmy Reed. Boys, need your take on the Izzy Folau situation. Him and his wife have claimed Benji reached out to them personally about playing there for the remainder of the season. Folau told Benji he'd have a crack and it would have to check with PVL after being blocked in 21 with the Dragons. Fuck, it's been that long. He was supposedly cleared by PVL on the Tigers board, and apparently everyone on the commission approved except Wayne Pearce due to inclusivity issues and it being a bad look for the game. Supposedly the Tigers backflipped after the media got wind of it. Is that a fair outcome? I understand that given his age, there's a strong likelihood he might have never made it back to grade, but he clearly would have been invaluable across multiple codes, with his experience across multiple codes in multiple countries over the past 2 decades. We've seen players allowed back into our game after far, far worse. Would love your thoughts. L1 from day one. Also loved hearing Chico on the stream again. It gave us OG Footy Companion 10 in the Ken vibe. So I'll ask you this guy. It's a very loaded question and situation. Now, I don't know if you saw the clip that his wife Maria posted on social media, Mace. Did you see that discussing it? So this is where this comes from. So basically she was saying that, all of this is their accounts of it. I guess the start of it with Benji, here's one thing I would love from Benji from the start of this, right? Like if you are going to make a huge decision and it's going to be super controversial and there are going to be so many layers to it, Benji probably should have gone and checked with the West Tigers and the NRL before approaching Izzy. Do you think that would have been fair?
I think that's not with the NRL.
That's not a massive crack at Benji. That's just, one of those things in hindsight, breaking down layers right from the start. It's no matter what way you feel about it, if you're religious or part of the gay community, you understand that there is going to be blowback from either side, depending on whichever way this decision had gone. So I think maybe that would have been worth discussing before it got to the point where you actually asked Izzy, and because I feel for Benji as well. Like Izzy would add a whole heap to that younger playing group. Like if you think about guys in that back line, Taylor Mays, an example, a guy who's been through some off-field stuff and dealt with some stuff and now is trending in the right way and gone through a whole heap. So having a guy like Izzy for him would be unreal. You've also got a young kid like Makasini, who's like a bit of a rugby league prodigy. The advice that he could give to him. So not only football related, but I think Izzy would have added a lot to this young outside backs playing group, even if he didn't play, right?
Yep, I think I totally agree. I think it's unfair. I believe Izzy has stood on business and he said what he said. It wasn't coming from his own mouth. All he did was quote a Bible verse, right? And he's been ostracised and just never been given another chance. Going back to that comment where, a lot of players have done worse. Fucking oath they have, right? Way worse than quoting something from the Bible, right?
Reciting the Bible?
Reciting the Bible. And it wasn't out of his writing. It was like a page and he took a photo of it and then he put it on Instagram.
See, that's something that I only just saw recently with the poster. I didn't realise that was...
that was it. It was just a page off the Bible and it was like nothing of his writing. He just took a photo of it. That's his belief. And, everyone has their own beliefs, whether you're Catholic, Muslim, like anything, like Judaism, all that sort of stuff. Well, I respect everyone's beliefs. So what Izzy said was not out of his own words. He hasn't done anything that doesn't like that. The outcome is this, like never to play league or union again, right? To play only to play overseas, right? I'm just thinking like how long, like how long is it going to be? Like he's 37 years old, right? I think he's still got a lot to add, but I think it's just unfair. how he's been treated. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, it's weird. Like I'm not going to name any names for any NRL players or union players that have done fucking way worse, and they've got to get a second chance, maybe a third chance. Like, you really got to look into this and go, what really has he done other than put something out there like that's in the Bible? That's it. And I'm like, you can't even give him another crack. And it's just, it sucks. I could go fucking right into this and hammer that whole board, but I'm not. I just think it's something that, you know, the game should forgive, like, because they're forgiving all these other guys, right, that have done a lot worse, right? Alcohol, drug fueled, all that sort of stuff. It's just a bit unfair.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, the side of it, like how he hasn't been permitted to play. I find it strange that, like, it can go all the way through to like PVL giving it the all clear.
That should be it.
And the part, you know, when people's, you know, end up getting, it's crazy to me for the part around Wayne Pearce and how he's been identified as a person or the one person on the board that's has got to the point where they said no. And because, you know, we love Mitchie, right? We've had Mitchie on here ourselves, and he's a great friend of mine. But also, I understand Mitchie went through his own issues as a player himself, and he's doing unbelievable now, right? He's
great work.
He's been off the piss, I think, been off alcohol for about 3 years.
Yep.
Changed his life around. Got a young family over there in France now, and trying to do great things, and has been given second, third chances, right? So that's why it's like it's a strange one for me to hear that from Wayne, who I've got a lot of respect for as well. I remember going to games, and when I was in the under-20s playing with Mitch, ran into Wayne. He's always nice to me in that sense.
No,
right?
Wayne Pearce is a great guy.
That's all I can judge him off. I disagree with him.
Bad look for the game.
Yeah, I disagree with him because of those reasons. And I find it strange that, you know, Mitch was given some opportunities as well. And I even feel guilty bringing Mitch's name into it because of a decision that's been made around someone else, and his dad's a part of this. But it's quite a sensitive subject for a number of reasons. I've also recently we talked about what Kane Evans had gone through with masking what he'd gone through. One of my best mates, as you boys know, there's not really much chat about this over here in the NRL, but he's openly gay. He came out while he was playing Super League over in the UK, playing for Wakefield. His name's Keegan Hurst. We caught up with him in UK. I'm really good mates with him. So I remember at the time, you know, this really took him aback, and it was a highly controversial. But again, like, I'm not religious. I'm obviously not gay.
It's a Bible verse.
I understand. But I also understand it's sensitive for the people that
fucking
are gay from that side of things. And because I don't live in either of those worlds, like, it's you know, neither of those are issues or stuff that I have to deal with, which is why I think for Wayne, if he's not like extremely religious or gay, like I find it difficult for him to block it from his end, also knowing what Mitch went through at different parts of his journey.
And he would have been begging for a second chance.
He was afforded, you know, like some of the stuff that Mitch done was, you know, more so stupid than anything.
It was just dumb. A lot of rugby league players who have been like caught doing dumb shit is all.
And we've done heaps of dumb shit,
like,
mate.
We're not sitting here. I'm not sitting here as a fucking angel going, "Oh, I've never done anything wrong." Like, I haven't done dumb shit like some of these other idiots, but it's just like you live your life and you learn. You know, and I'd hate to think that I'd be doing shit as a 46-year-old man what I was doing when I was 25.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You grow. And I just think Israel Folau deserves a second chance, simply because, like, if it was his own writing and his own thoughts, that's fucking that would be terrible. But just to quote a verse in a Bible, you can quote some nasty things like from other religions, right? And all he was doing was that, you know, and that's where I find it. I push back and just go, that's just his belief. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let him have his own belief. Everyone else has their own beliefs. No one really cares, right? It's just unfair. And then it comes from Wayne Pearce, like, of all people. You know, like, PVL cleared it. And that it should stop with PVL. I think if he goes to another,
that's it. He's not going to get another opportunity.
No. You don't reckon?
No.
Like if someone else needs him, and
as much as I like Izzy was a weapon player, but
he's 37.
Izzy's 2 years younger than me. Went to my high school when he was a kid, like when he was younger. So
I think it's a box he wants to come back and then and that's it. But this sucks for him.
Yeah, it does suck.
And I just don't like the fact that what he did was not like. I know it offended a big community, right? Yeah. Because I don't like if you're gay, if you're anything like that, it does not bother me.
Give everyone a heads up, mate, because all the way over the weekend, it was again, this is speaking of the passion in New Zealand. We had commitments, but watching those late games. First of all, we missed the Knights versus Dragons game live because we were flying whilst the game was on. So what I've done,
we tried our best.
Yeah. So these, just giving you a heads up, the detail that I normally have for these games to prepare Mason to have our best possible takes. What I did was I've got a new system. I didn't watch KO Minis this time. Mason, I got you to watch the KO Minis. This is like I didn't mean
the bites.
Pardon?
Did you watch bites?
No. So if you watch replays, you can go to big moments. Have you seen this feature?
It's on the bottom when you're scrolling through.
So I went like this, and this is why I find it. If you're trying to catch up on a game or two, or if you just want to be dialed in, and you're not doing something like this to see some moments. To rewatch games, you got the KO Mini version, which is cool because you just basically see the highlights of the tries mainly. But if you go to big moments, which I did, you get 2 minutes before the try, and then if you're in a flow,
heads up would have been nice.
Yeah, I need to sort of. We're doing that, so I watch.
How long's it?
I did this for 3 of the games last night.
Yeah, but how long do they take compared to a mini?
Well, it depends how long you want to drag it on for. This is my point, right? So I got into a bit of a flow with some of the games, right? Like I wasn't going to be able to watch every game from start to finish, so I went to the tries. It gives you 2 minutes of lead up what happened before the try, so you get a couple of sets and some penalties to see what was a momentum shift.
Yeah.
And if there were tries side by side within like 3 or 4 minutes, then I just fast forwarded through the kick in, watched a couple of sets, and then just watched a couple of tries back to back. Better. So it's not a bad way to watch.
And usually we watch every minute of every game, guys, and that's why our show is like this, right? So we didn't have time. It was my boy's birthday yesterday. We didn't get home till about 11 o'clock yesterday. Spent time there. I was just like, I need about 2 or 3 hours to watch some, catch up on all the games, and it wasn't enough hours in the day.
All right, let's get to the games though. I've got some plenty of talking points out of all of those games. The Knights 22 defeat the Dragons 20. This is 2 games in a row now the Knights have had to win ugly at home. The reason I wrote this down is because following the Origin 1 when they had to go up against Para, they were expected to beat both teams comfortably in the Parramatta Eels and the St George Illawarra Dragons. But as you know, Mace, during this period, it is crucial to bank 2 points, and they've banked 4 straight after Origin. Kalen backs up after a really controversial end to his game 1. This time, Justin Holbrook elected to make the call and remove Kalen and Dylan Lucas from playing on Friday night. Now, he said in the presser that Dylan Lucas was desperate to play, which I love. You love to hear that as well. But I love that Holbrook has the bigger picture in mind because they are starting to...
Decline?
No, the opposite.
Build something?
They are starting to really cement a top 4 proposition at the back end of the season.
Definitely top 8.
So to get a win like this, 22-20, without Dylan Lucas and Kalen Ponga, will set them up beautifully for the next 5 to 6 weeks because, it's a tough period. And
it doesn't matter. It's a tough game.
And they've gone 2 from 2 after Origin.
Yep, outstanding. They're building something pretty good up there. And good to see Bradman Best back.
Okay, here's the question that I've got here. So it has been reported that Latrell had to leave training early in the week, I think yesterday, and I think he's been basically ruled out now already.
What's up with him? The back.
I think
back must be fucked.
Yeah, I think it's a back issue.
More than back spasms, man. To keep him out for 4 weeks.
Anyway, so left centre was Tolu Kola. Stephen Crichton didn't play. Tony Staggs was right centre. Is Bradman Best? Are you just knowing how am I trying to word this? He's also missed a shitload of games over the last couple of years as well. But
when he's
the big moment that he had in the decider there 2 years ago, for you playing in that arena, you know how important those moments are and feeling that success. Does he come into calculations against Critter, Katoni and Kohler because
Big
of that?
Time.
Because he's got that experience?
Big time. If Latrell's not considered, Bradman Best is my guy. He's
over Kohler?
He's built for Origin.
Over Critter? Or is Critter
could go right back on the right. And if or even Critter can play left and put Turbo right.
Yeah, interesting.
You know, like there's some good options. But if Bradman Best is wearing the 4 jersey, I do not have a problem because every Origin game he's played, he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
He fucking carves them up. He's built for Origin. Some players he's just built for Origin.
Yeah.
He's an Origin player.
His body shape is built.
He's a gun. He's, you know, like I know he's had a few hamstring injuries, but like he's strong. He's played twos coming out of yardage, like close to the line. Like he'll bust you up. Good defensive player. Yeah, I think he's built for Origin. So if Latrell's out, a genuine left side centre, that's Bradman Best.
He's almost the perfect centre now too because he gets him for the tough. Like he has the yardage carries as well. He gets him for the tough stuff. Like that's normally a winger's role, but like when you give him opportunities to 2-on-2 or a 2-on-1, fuck, he's so important for them in Newcastle.
Oh, big time. So if you're not picking Tom as a starter, 6-man bench.
It's so intriguing to see what happens with
Imagine
Tom.
having Tom on the 6-man bench. He gets another good game under his belt this week.
Bulldogs Manly game was one of those games that I watched more detail.
Ever,
I watched that with more detail just because of the circumstances of what happened at the end. So I watched it with the big moments and the tries, but because there was limited tries, I just watched the final 15, 20 minutes. And I don't think you could risk Tommy right now.
Yeah. He needs this week will be
it'd be huge.
This will be the litmus test. And I think if he can get through 80 and be comfortable and back to his best, not back to his best, but just like running flat out.
Just looking healthy.
Looking healthy, you know, going down short sides, being confident, having all that sort of stuff. You know, imagine him coming on, right? As you know, because there's going to be injuries to your back five. And he's your best guy for a back five anywhere.
Speaking of health and getting back to his best, I thought Fletcher Sharp obviously gets the double early in this one.
Well, there's another guy.
I was just watching his movements in the clips that I watched as well. Looks more free. Looks like he's moving more freely. He's clearly a fullback. That's his best position. But as we are seeing across the league, you don't always get to play in your best position. He'll go back to 5'8". Sandon Smith will go back to the bench. He's been great cover for them.
Sandon Smith. That try that he scored, outstanding. Left hand too.
And also the position that I said they're lacking for the to reach their highest possible potential in the next couple of years. Cody Hopwood, I like the look of him. 25 minutes in this game.
Big boy.
He's big boy. I think he's one big preseason away. He needs to get some minutes into him, like you often say with these young middles.
The big ogre has a lot to do with him.
Yeah,
when he was coming through the grades, I think we're trying to grab him.
Yep.
We were, yeah. So
I think he's a highly talented guy.
I think he's an next guy up.
Yeah,
he can play.
He needs to be for
He's
Newcastle.
got the skills. Yeah. He's got the skill set. I think he's a future representative player. He's built. He's strong.
Great build.
Good offload. One more preseason. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then he can really be locked into that 17, or even start. But they've been biding his time. They've been biding their time with him.
Yeah.
He'd be 21 now.
Yes, he would be.
Yeah, so
he's been on our radar.
He's been on the radar for a while.
People have been messaging us on levels for 2 years now about Cody.
So it just takes some props a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You know, because of the pace of the game, because of like the 60 goes and all that sort of shit. So it's not like your big, strong and fast guys just doesn't automatically transition into the NRL.
And one other guy on the flip side of this too is Loco Pacific Tonga, right? Like he was such an animal. And when people see them dominating the lower grades, they just think they're going to become Payne Haas and come to the NRL. Payne Haas is an outlier.
Payne Haas
Tino's a bit of an outlier as well.
Payne Haas did that from day dot, his first grade debut.
Yeah. Even Tino took a couple of years to develop in Melbourne before he went to...
He's playing off the bench. Payne was starting straight away.
Yeah. The Dragons... They have to be the team. I was thinking about this as well with the missed kicks that they had. There were some clips posted for Val Holmes before I was able to go and watch this game back. Fuck, he was hitting them sweet, aside from that really bad miss that he had right next to the post. Yeah. But I think, here's my thing on that. The Dragons have to be the team, and Dragons fans, let us know this, and there'll probably be some stats around it. I probably could have chat GPT'd this. But over the last 2 or 3 years, and is it footy gods? I don't know what it is. Is it bad goal kicking? Is it clutch moments from Val, in his goal kicking? But I feel like there have been 3 or 4 games where they've scored more tries than the opposition and lost through goal kicking and penalties and all that sort of stuff. More so than any other team. And I don't think there's been a player who's taken a bigger hit of form confidence than Val. Val and
he was in Origin last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
He won Origin last year.
He's just and even defensively, some of the mistakes he comes up with or deficiencies that he's had, he's such a good player. He's just not playing nowhere near to that level.
And he's missing one-on-ones. It's different when you don't trust your left three or your foreman or your winger, which I don't think he does. So he's worried about everyone else's job except for his.
Well, even Sloaney was a little bit worried about him on Gags, and then had to bite a little bit more, and then gets skinned by
Gags. Gets that mad little flick down the sideline.
I know that's that's a Sloaney issue as well. But if Val's defended like he has for the last 10 or 15 years,
I think that's Sloane's fault because he had Gags.
But that comes from. One, Sloaney was a late change, Moses Sully, right? So you don't get the reps, but also there's the lack of confidence that, Val hasn't been necessarily making those tackles.
But when you look at that, you're you just stay on your man. Val's got him. Gags ain't one of those guys who's fucking was going to, he had him. He had him. I saw that. I was like, what are you fucking doing? They're tough, man.
Is that a look? I've seen Lukey typing away.
I had a quick look at what I haven't calculated, just why I paused myself from talking before. I haven't looked at the other team also missed conversions as well.
Yeah, gotcha.
But obviously the recent game, the Dragons 25-24 last year versus South.
Yep.
3 from 5. I think the Eels game from memory when I was there.
Potentially. Is that the Zach Lomax?
When they were throwing that shape at the end.
Is that the Zach Lomax field goal one?
This year as well. Potentially there could have been missed goals in that game.
I feel like I can remember 3 games because I can remember Flano saying it's happened to us twice this year, last year.
Round 5 versus Eels and round 10 versus Warriors. They lost 14-15. 55 and 67% kicks per game.
That's right.
Versus Bulldogs, they lost 18-20.
That's tough, man, when you score more tries. You score an extra try and team,
You're looking at Val sideways That's why I used to look at Haz when you miss one from every 30.
I was
what are you doing, Haz? For fuck's sake, mate.
I was happy for his Kyle. Kyle had some nice moments in this game.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a chance. I don't know if it's going to be at the Dragons, but now that his Shane's removed from the picture, I honestly think that he's got a role in an NRL team in jersey 14 to 19. Yeah. He's capable of being that filling guy, and I think he can, if he really buys into working on his craft at 9, he can have Billy.
He can play 9.
They're missing Billy Walters at the Broncos. I honestly believe that. Yeah. So,
I think a chance to come back.
Apparently, yeah. I saw something reported a couple of weeks ago around that.
I don't he's one thing you can't fault Kyle is his efforts.
Yep.
And sometimes, he gets the ball too much and, he doesn't dig into the line as far as the Katoas and Clearys. But at 9, he's creative.
Little guy.
Yeah, he goes hard. He's defensive. He'll put his body in front.
Yep.
So if you go okay, put on a couple more kilos, about 4 or 5 kilos, stick yourself at 9, come off for 14. Good kicking game from dummy half.
Yep.
He's got genuine speed. He's all right. If markers are down, he's going. He can create from that. So
he's about average speed.
Yeah, I'd beat him over 40, but he's
who wouldn't you beat?
Not many.
White Raymond.
Yeah, I'd beat White Raymond. Hammer, I'd beat him. No, I think there's something there for him. If he wants to stay in the NRL, right? If he doesn't evolve and just say, I can play 7, I can play 6, I can play 9. whatever you want me to play, I'll play. That's the sort of attitude he needs to have. And he can get a deal over in
Super League.
Perth.
Oh, Perth. Yeah.
PNG. I'd love him in PNG.
It's pretty close, Billy Walters, on that. They want him to lace up like next week for South Logan against North Devils.
Yeah, I saw that.
What did he do?
ACL.
Hey, Setu too can hold his head up high too. I think he's late debutant and he plays like it every week. Yeah, he's a little bit defensive decisions every now and again, a little bit raw. He looks a bit uncoordinated. Like even when he sets up tries, it doesn't look super clean, but it's just effort.
He's working on his game.
He's working on it. Yeah, good on him.
Next year he'll be a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot more precise, a lot more, like when you say like, the draw and pass, the basic reads in defence. Yeah. Like the catching balls and he could be a bit of a problem there. Yeah. But that's what preseason do.
Just watching film.
He's just debuted late and he's probably relied on just pure strength.
Yep. The Dolphins 36.
We watched this game, didn't we?
Yeah, we did watch this game. Yeah. No, we watched it up until halftime.
Okay.
And then we went over for dinner. Remember?
Okay.
Caught the back end of it. But mate, Cody Nicarima is playing at such a high level. I find it super strange that he's not signed anywhere. There was a quote, I think, over the weekend that he would like to stay at the Dolphins, but there is nothing from the Dolphins just yet. Surely there are some teams just looking at the
I just think they're just worried about his availability.
Because Lukey, so we were sitting at the table watching this game and Cody Nicarima went the double pump and played short. And we were discussing as a team, remember this, like what goes into that? Like when I talked about how Taruva has a tendency to try to double D. And what I mean by double D is when he gets caught in a 3-and-2 opportunity, he shows that he's going to be in, but he really wants to go out the whole time. Yeah. And I said, just watch the next time Cody gets an opportunity after skinning him nicely for Herbie. Next time he'll play long. Now, because we were watching the first half, we, in and out, we were having a few beers talking as well. In the second half, there wasn't another opportunity until he got it in the start of the second half. What does he do? Goes down that short side. Taruva, 3-on-2. But it's just a nice, quick, no double pump, quick early ball. Like, he's clearly doing his study. He's dialed in and he's playing career best form right now, Cody.
Yeah, I think the only reason why they're not signing him is because injuries. And I think he's on the wrong side of 30. Is he 32? Lukey?
Yeah, it's an interesting deal. What would you offer Cody Nicarima right now?
He's 32, April 94.
So he's been around for a minute, right? So what do? You give him a 3-year deal, get him 35?
No, not 3, 2-year
deal. Yep. There's a club out there for him.
I tell you what, it kind of different sort of players, but the importance of what they provide for this current team. He could be like that tricky Jamal Fogarty situation, going to like his early to mid 30s, been around at a few different clubs, playing his best footy later on in his years.
Last year was great too.
Yeah, exactly right. And Fogarty had a couple of good years at Canberra before moving on to Manly and is providing for Manly in different ways. We'll dissect that game a little bit. But fuck, you probably don't want to give that sort of player 3 years, which Fogarty got at Manly. You're trying to find a 2-year deal, continue to grow around Isaiah Katoa. You've also got Herbie Farnworth, who's
got something special there.
Going to command a lot of money in the next couple of years. These younger players, Bostock, Hammer's going to get big money. It's a tricky
that's
one.
What happens when you start winning some games and you're a genuine threat to win the premiership. I think they really are. They've got strike everywhere. They're back five. Their edge defense. Their middles. Their game breakers. They've got the recipe to win the whole thing. And that's scary in their 4th year.
My man Donga had a bludger last week against the Roosters, even though they won, but he was back to his best.
Yeah.
He can, the way that he dictates and controls the middle third, and I was discussing with Lukey. We had a video that we're going to post, and I just wound up having too many beers and thought it was not worthy of posting. But geez, I just love the way he plays footy through the middle. So much good stuff happens from what he does in and around A and B defender. Trey Fuller missed a couple of assignments, which led to tries for Sione Fainu, who scored a couple. Jerome set those up nicely, but the ability
he runs hard for it.
Yeah.
He just cops his legs.
To stay in the game, not let that affect him. Realise that he's got limited opportunities until Hammer gets back. Really happy for him. The Bostock and Asako combination that's happening on the right, when Cobbo returns and after Origin and starts playing consistently.
What about with Averillo returns?
I think Jake's going to have to find his
Bostock's.
Yeah,
I think
Jake's going to be part of the 6-man bench. Well, they haven't
just played Origin.
They haven't re-signed Jake Averillo, so I think Jake Averillo's on the move as well. I think there was reports that Averillo was signed by the Tigers, actually.
Yeah, I heard rumours there.
So, yeah,
and he's a good player. Yeah, like it's been great.
18 to 16 for the Tigers. But defensively, when they have if a decision goes against them or they have a lapse, so many times I've watched them now over the last 4 weeks, even when they've played well, like they just go bang, bang. Like even the Titans game where they were able to fight back in that game. When they get one, quite often they get two scored against them. And that's just the worst possible way to, be in games this year.
Yeah. Usually you get a try scored against you, got to try and stop them between the 40.
In the modern game.
Some teams are just letting teams roll to about 60 metres. You can get it like an attacking kick straight away. Like you've got to have that steel in your defence, like at least before halfway.
Yeah.
Or before the 40 would be perfect.
And I was going to get the stats up too. I feel like they're a team at the back end of halves, and this comes back to bench and that as well. I want to see if this backs up what I'm thinking here. So 35 minutes, there we go. 35 minutes, Lemuelu, 72 minutes, Cody Nicarima, 78 minutes, Osako. They really fade at the back, like they're
once they know they're sort of gone.
The bench rotation right now is killing them. Their depth is killing them. They don't have the squad still, like we were talking about at the start of the year, we're hopeful of. They're probably about 21, 22 deep. They're not 25.
A couple of injuries. That's what I said at the start of the year. A couple of injuries could really bring them back to the pack. If they had a whole deck of cards all year, which never happens to any team, they're a top 8 threat. But at the moment now, they are on the decline.
Let's see if hopefully Alex Twal and Adam Dewey are a chance of returning next week. So that would be huge if they could get. Dewey's must be a chance if he was in the extended squad for this game. Twal would be a surprise if he's back so early from that MCL. Yeah. This one comes from Chucky McHaggis. If those 3 Penrith players are out, I'm going the Titans. The Oracle Willie Mason. Titans 19 defeat the Panthers 18. Let's just chuck that there and highlight that because Macy nailed it. You said if they didn't play, you were on the Titans and they got the job done.
Great victory.
Huge.
Jeez, when Penrith have those guys out, it just really it fucks up their whole attack. They're still a great outfit, but like Titans have got strike. They've got a lot of strike playing up there. They're building something up there. The stadium looks good. There's some decent crowds coming up there. They've got a team to support up there.
Yeah,
right, which is great. Reminds me of the 2009, 10, 11, 12 sort of Titans when Birdie and Nate were up there. And
it was old boys day and they were at this game too.
Yeah, it was good. And they only obviously just won. That 7 is he's got something.
Okay, so a couple of things in this, and you can elaborate and help me out with it. Panthers reps were missing, yes. All right, the 3 big dogs and even Casey McLean, who looked awesome and has looked awesome all season, he's a big loss. However, they were 12-0 down in this game. Liam Martin looked motivated. Dylan Edwards is always motivated and plays at a high level. Penrith, missing Origin players, have beat really good teams.
Yeah.
So in no way do I want to diminish what the Titans. In fact, being 12-0 down against a team that's missing stars and being able to fight back was, I think it was unbelievable. I love that it wasn't a shootout either.
Yeah.
If you had asked me in years past, and this is where I don't think the average fan is not watching Titans games consistently. So
they're fun to watch.
Josh Hannay has a focus on defense, not attack. And attack, they know they've got attack in them. Thought really nice and sort of icing on the cake is probably not the correct term, but just doing it for Tino and his old man.
Yeah.
Tino's had a big week as well. Tino was rested for this game, and I thought that was the right decision as well, considering everything that he'd been through. I love that they did it for Tino as well. But Zane Harrison announced himself, and he's backed up what I saw in games 1 and 2. Now, the reason I was sort of a little bit reluctant to sort of anoint this side of him or this part of his game was because, you know, I know that, you know, when you hit the scene, you're super keen and you've got a lot of energy. Firstly, I've loved his defense and what he's provided in that part of for the Titans. Like he's definitely not a spot. He goes after the contact. But the one thing, what have I been saying for the last 2 or 3 years around the Gold Coast Titans? Sometimes they just look like they've got no plan. They've got so many talented players, and if Foz wasn't playing in that team over the last couple of years, it just looks like they'd run around with like chooks with their head cut off. Like they'll just be doing random shit. And sometimes it'd be fun to watch, and they'd come up with
be frustrating to play
highlight top plays. But I'm talking about Keanu Kinney, AJ Brimson, and Jaden Campbell. Extremely talented athletes, rugby league players, but they've just missed direction and a little bit of footy IQ about like where to get to create those best opportunities. And that's why I love watching the key moments in this.
That ball down the sideline was unreal.
Mate, he's scheming. It was awesome. And it was so for those who missed it, there was a play and a lead-up play. There was like a bit of a drop play. It feels like every time Zane Harrison passes the ball to, even if it's to someone else, there's always, all right, what's the next play, or what's plan B, or what's plan C. And for him to, on the run against the team that he's playing against, to have that moment to go, all right, I'm going to drop off here. We're trying to establish a quick play the ball. It's probably going to be controlled. We're probably going to go back and we're going to have one marker. Shot. He identifies that short side and took it. And I just loved it because
most would just go the open and get to the middle of the field, split it again, and then get to a kick or something like that. He took a 5 metre short side and then hit Philip Sammy on the chest. Fucking great try. Beautiful ball too. Beautiful. Cooper Cronk broke that down really well.
Oh, did he? I missed that. There was also, I thought, it was a bit chaotic, the setup for the field goal as well. And again, that goes back to the erratic style that sometimes the Gold Coast Titans play, and they haven't been in enough of these moments where they're to ice it properly. But you could see, I was like watching him and he was trying to direct play, and there was a few offloads and they didn't quite get
to the last.
And you could see he was in the position that he didn't want to be, but he didn't panic and he still iced it. They've got something. They've got something. I know.
Just to want that moment as well, because you would have had Jaden Campbell, you had Keanu Kinney. They all have been around there. All around. He goes, no, give it here.
Give it here. Yep.
Didn't even look like missing.
So good. So they've got themselves a good one.
You got to play there, mate.
Speaking of Curtis, on to Curtis Moran. I know how much you love Curtis Moran. How about this for some stats now? This come from Dan Ganane throughout the call. Again, watching the key moments was good for this. So I guess the biggest thing that I wanted to take away from him, he's no longer just a goer.
No, he's a first grader.
He's a proper first grader. He scored 6 tries this year, Mace.
Yeah.
When he's on the field, they've got a points differential of plus 14. This is what Dan Ganane said they've got the Fox League stats sometimes that they get given. When he's off the field, they're minus 105.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Now that's sometimes stats that we hear in basketball, right?
Yeah.
But that's a crazy one. That's a crazy. He's clearly
he's a leader in that team.
He's providing us, shitload for the Titans team. And Josh Hannay said in the presser after that he was a Bulldogs fan favourite for these reasons, so they knew what they were getting when
that try we hit on the inside ball beat Leota.
Yeah,
fucking boom, just nice little sharp right foot. Beat Edwards, who's a gun defender and was in really good position. Swapped hands to palm and then swapped back. Right, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
right, the skill set to do that, just to move his hips a little bit, put in his left hand, didn't really have to palm him off, then put in his right hand, scored, and had the pace to fucking score.
It's a courageous line too to run that
because Leota said that's a brave line.
That's a brave line.
Fucking. Hope he slips.
Hope he's a little bit tired.
And he got him at the perfect moment where Leota would love those plays. He'd love to see that play again.
Yep.
He'd be filthy on himself because he should have put Kurt Moran in hospital.
Yeah.
But Kurt Moran, I love him. Loved him as I've known him nearly pretty much his whole life. Great mates with his uncle Brad Moran, one of the greatest humans alive. And Curtis Moran was he followed the path of his uncle as well. Just a fucking goer. Just didn't. No backward step, worked harder than everyone in the room. You know when they say talent outworks hard work outworks talent, all that sort of shit. He's outworked everyone.
Yeah, he's the epitome of it. Love seeing it. It just suits the modern game so much too. Liam Martin, statement carry. I think they're lucky to get that penalty as well, to be fair, with Dylan Edwards sort of getting himself into a compromising position. But I think he's in almost every New South Wales team I see. There's no debate on Liam Martin. Every ex-player, every fan, every pundit, he's just one of those guys, and he's just got to be healthy enough. And I watched enough of this game to see that he was moving
off the tap, fucking boom, 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 try. That's just brute force.
There was just enough from him to see that he's nowhere near 100. I don't believe that, but
he's about 85.
He's got plenty.
He's up there.
He's got plenty to provide what Liam Martin provides,
and he'll be protecting Cleary like he does.
Teams Sunday night. Teams announced. It should be.
Yeah, who knows with us? We might announce it on Wednesday.
Should be, yeah. Should be.
Game day. We'll announce ours game day.
All right. There was a little bit of luck involved in the lead up to Liam Martin's try. None for Luke Garner. Silky Jenkins.
Jenkins.
The silkiest of all silks. Comes up with a nice couple of moments. Another nice moment for Lindsay Smith as well in the setup for his try. His quick hands in the lead up before pushing back for Liam Martin, I thought was...
he's nice, Lindsay Smith.
He's really nice.
They don't even mention him in Origin circles.
No.
Like he's in the Australian team most of the time.
Do you know what he is? So
what it is.
It's because he's a front rower, and this is why you haven't considered him as well. I think when... all three, and they're probably going to finish in and around the same time, representative footy, Cam Murray, Victor Radley and Isaiah Yeo in the next couple of years. I think he's that link player for New South Wales and Australia moving forward.
He can play lock and front row.
But you can't have him as a front rower because you need more. You need bash and barge front rows, and that's not his strength. Is that fair?
100%.
Is that fair? All right, let's get to the Bulldogs.
For you, bud.
Let's get to the Bulldogs 13 defeating the Sea Eagles 12. Sherry dropped again in this one, Mace. Crito and Berta swapped centres. I love that this never got out. And Sturo said this after the game. So there must have been clear instructions. Yeah. They trained in these positions all week. Actually, for the last couple of weeks because they had the bye, which for you guys has been rare. And it's sort of like a backhanded compliment. But over the last couple of years, whenever something is array or going wrong, you often hear little whispers that it gets out.
It just shows how the group's connected.
Exactly.
Again.
Mate, it's a great sign. It is a great sign that there was clear directions around this not getting out. Critter was able to practice at 6, Birdo at centres.
It's not long term, but, like just for a game like this, it worked.
Well, if you're trying to find a spark.
Yeah, Birdo can play 3. You know what I mean? Like he's a gun.
Yep.
He would not have whinged about it. Birdo, arguably he could have, kicked better, instead of Critter, put some decent kicks up, but they're not. Birdo's the best kicker in the game, right? So it just worked well, right? Critter's little. You got a couple of repeat sets. Just his attack there. Like he's got silky hands. He can play. He can play anywhere.
He's got a nice short kicking game.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
And field goals are elite. Like even the miss that he had, like he doesn't. In my notes,
just missed.
Like he doesn't. You can't give him 2 shots at it. Like that's just unacceptable. There's 3 players in the There's 3 players in the competition. You can't give 2 shots at a field goal. Who are they?
Cleary and Moses.
Maybe 4. I had another one.
Walsh.
No, Walshy's got a couple of sprays in him, I think. He's not as locked in and as dialed in. No, Fogarty was the opposite. No, Fogarty was, and this is what it brings me to my point.
KP?
They're missing him. I might have to help you out with
Fucking hell.
The most clutch field goal kicker of all time, NRL history, DCE.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's got
30.
He's got the most amount of field goals. Yeah. And he did it for the Roosters. He extended the 13-point lead against the Sharks, right? So Critter's just
he's up there.
You can't give him 2 shots because you'll nail it. It's a weird one. It's a weird one for Critter right now. You can feel even in the highlights and the big moments. It's like watching his body language.
It's like, give it here.
It feels like for right now, there's so much pressure and like weight around Critter right now. It was relief.
Yeah.
Not like enjoyment.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that. It was a little bit of that for everyone.
Yeah,
it was like fucking thank God. You know what I mean? It's coming our way. Like I thought Galvin played pretty good.
Yep.
You know, we attacked, made a couple of line breaks, scored a try.
He's always having a go.
Yeah, he has a crack. Yeah, so
he's just not as creative. Like he doesn't.
She's not a genuine 7.
He doesn't necessarily come up with, outside of playing short to back rowers, which he's done with both Tupanua and our man Preston. He doesn't really nail a nice tunnel ball or a block shape or something.
Passing game's fucked. Like he's left to right and right to left. He's always doesn't spiral. It's always end over end.
It's still a work in progress.
You know, so his short ball's always good because it's short, right? You know, you just.
But he's going to run 20 times a game.
Yeah,
he's going to take a lick for you.
And that's what you need to get out of his game. Like you don't have to run that much. Organised plays and.
That's the opposite of what we normally say to halves, right? Yeah. Normally it's like, hey, make sure you get your running game on.
I don't want fucking Cleary running the ball 20 times.
Yeah,
25 times.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just want him to kick good, get into good positions, square up right, get into the line, dig into that. You know, I don't need you running from dummy half or just like getting off the back, quick play the balls. But you know, he can play football. He's just got to find the right spot.
Harry Hayes, try saver on Garrick through the middle, massive. 10 minutes to go, unbelievable. But getting back to a defender, not giving away a penalty, and coming up with a shot on Olakwatu, I think was even bigger.
Big time.
So Harry Hayes has got that in him. He's been trying his backside off this year. Over the last 2 years, that has been the DNA of what the Bulldogs have been. Yeah. Big moments, working hard for each other. Yeah, you may not look pretty at times. Yeah, the attack may not be great. But how many times in the last couple of years have you seen examples of just more Bulldogs players in the pitches? Yeah. And it was a huge tackle. I think Rinakama would have got there anyway on Garrick, but it doesn't matter. For a middle forward to come up with that effort at the back end of the game is what the Bulldogs have prided themselves on, right?
Hopefully this game can, catapult us just on a bit of a run. Like we need to go on a 5-game run. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then maybe we'll be kissing the 8. Hopefully some losses here, then gives hope. Yeah. Right? Get through the origin period, start winning. Otherwise, every game's a must win for Brisbane, for Melbourne, for Canberra. You're
in that same
Cronulla. How many teams are on 20 points? It's stacked. A log jam there.
And good teams too.
Really good teams. So we need to go on a run. We need to go on a run.
Good teams that are playing bad. You've jagged 3 from 4 in the last 4 games, round 12. 30-20 against a depleted Storm team without origin players, but who gives a shit? A tight loss against the Tigers, which could have gone either way. The ugliest win of the season for any team against Para. And this was pretty close. But
when the Marcus, we won that.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Like, teams have been failing against Fosball. Olakwatu had a point to prove.
And just
Turbo was back.
Big time.
Kohler had some nice moments.
They're like the form team of the comp.
Yeah, they are.
I think their attack, and to get those guys to 12 points is special.
Yeah.
And they should be proud, and hopefully we can go on a run.
There's another team that lost, though, with scoring more tries than the opposition. So goal kicking really hurt them. Oh, really? Just on the bit with Fogarty at the end, I saw some criticism in and around from Dobbo and Jammer discussing this on Triple M, and was watching the clip around Fogarty and icing his moments a little bit better. I went back and had a look at it too, just to see what. And this is just through ChatGPT, so websites, ESPN Australia, National Football League. So in 2023, Canberra versus the Dolphins, he won the game for them with a field goal in Golden Point. 2023, they lost against Newcastle. That was an elimination final. I think this is the one where it's the big one is the Broncos game in the last year where they just were unable to win that game. That was emotionally really tough for everyone involved in that game. So 2024, he's playing for Canberra against Gold Coast, winning field goal. 2025, Canberra versus Penrith. They won with that match-winning try, remember, off the post. Yep. So that was a win. Now, at the start of the year, they lost to Canberra with the Ethan Sanders field goal, and now they've lost. I think the biggest question mark for Fogarty, especially in this game, was the setup. Now, a number of halves have been executing the sneaky field goal, I'll call it, where they line up, and I've talked about it for about 6 months now. I think Luke Metcalf was the first to do it last year in that Dragons game we're talking about, where he lines up, and it looks like what they do is they go like this. They line up like a normal shift shape. they put their hands up for the winger for a crossfield kick, and then they quickly snap a field goal, and it gets the defensive line just slipping a little bit. He tried that 3 different times. Like after it failed the first time on Bailey Hayward, you can't try to. It wasn't working. You needed to get like one. They were obviously aware of it, and it's good identification from the Bulldogs. You've just got to go back to traditional shape and get back in good shape and kick a field goal, don't you? Yeah. That's my only advice to Fogarty on that.
But suck shit.
There you go. The Willie Mason Cup is taken out by his favourite team, clearly.
Exactly.
The Warriors 38 defeat the Cowboys 20. We saw this firsthand. A lot of credit, and what's the correct way of putting this? I love it when, like you see examples of team first, and I've said this before. There are so many players out there that go through tough times at certain parts of their journey in their career. But Chance Nickel-Klogstad, because he's not only lost his spot to Taine Tuapiki, who looks a real he looks like he could have a really big future at the Warriors, and he's showing some great signs. And he's also an example of where the new sort of fullbacks are going, small ball fullback trend is going. But he sort of got injured, and because of that, there were some opportunities given to players. So not only did sort of Taine grab that number 1 jersey and looks good, but there was Adam Pompey's been on the left and been solid for them for a while. Ali Laute's finally starting to realise the potential that he's got with consistent footy. So Charnsey wasn't guaranteed a spot back into the lineup. And you can tell, watching the presser with Webby, that he's team first. He clearly his best position is fullback, but it's the iron sharpens iron in that back line. And now with Alofiana Kanberrara, he misses the game with Cork for this game. Like, there's no guarantees that he gets his spot back with Charge scoring like he did on that
tries.
Wing. And his yardage carries, I think Alofiana Kanberrara is better once they get in good ball, obviously, with his short area quickness and his finishing ability. But when Chance finishes like that,
he's looked light
with his yardage carries, which I think are top tier, him and Dallin out of yardage.
Oh, they're the best.
It's a good little back 3 they've got with Chance.
And I think he understood
Dallin.
He understood the assignment. He's like, fuck, Kanberrara's going okay. Finish is good.
Yep.
He's got that strike. He's quick. I thought that was Kanberrara because we were way back.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looked that quick.
Oh, yeah, well.
I was like, holy shit, is that Kanberrara?
For the first couple of tries.
Yeah, I said, oh, good. He looked lightning. Good finishes, like great yardage carries. That's the thing. Kanberrara's not – he's improved.
Yeah,
he has improved because you have to.
His toughness is
improved. But I think I'd still go with Chance.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Because he's just that footwork, and he knows how to find space. And he's a good finisher, obviously. And he hasn't really played that much wing.
Webby has shown now over the last, 2 months that basically he's going with the hot hand. Kanberrara got an opportunity because someone was injured.
Rog?
No, before, because him and Rog were connecting really well together. Who was on the wing that got injured at the start of the year? Maybe it was Tuapiki playing on the wing before Chance went back to fullback. But there was a bit of a rotation happening on that side.
They couldn't get it figured out.
Then Rog and Alofiana started playing really good together. But now they look very settled. They look like they're good to go.
They look dangerous all the time, the Warriors, from every angle. In the middle, they still haven't got Fish.
Speaking of the middle, no Fish. Jackson Ford goes down in this game. 61 minutes for Mitch Barnett, 24 for 191. And defensively, like, he was taking names.
He went hard.
Has
Ford done his pet?
I think so.
Fuck. That's a shame. He was having a career best year. They'll lose that depth, but Tanner Stole-Smith. He's got something.
Yeah.
He's a starter. I think he can start. Watching him warm up, see how cool was that on the sideline?
Yeah, that was cool.
Just watching them run out and just both teams hitting each other, and like everyone's like, "Do you miss that?" I said, "Yeah, I do miss that bit, like running out, packed stadium." but like not the game.
Mm.
You know what I mean? The warm up's cool, and you get those little goosebumps, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's happening, and go back in there, warm up, 2-minute bell. You miss that sort of shit because you know you're going to war. But warming up on the field, which is rare these days.
I haven't caught a game for the Warriors live this year in person. I know there was a great atmosphere at Christchurch, and the Warriors fan base were humming the whole game.
Yeah.
Fuck, they shift and move the ball really nicely.
Oh, mate. Beautiful nice day for football too.
I thought the Cowboys did unreal to not be losing by more in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they create chances. They've got slick hands.
Then,
I think a part of it too, like I've called, did I call the game or just watch it against the Sharkies? Maybe just watching it, and it was awful conditions. With that roof at Christchurch, like they were able to play some free-flowing footy. They're a fun team to watch when they get a dry pitch. Cowboys,
like at the start, the Warriors had that much ball, but they just couldn't get over the line. I think it should have been 18-22-0.
That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like. And then the Cowboys slowly crept back. Half time, was it 12-10 or something like that? It was pretty close. It was pretty close.
It was. Yes, it would. No, it would have been.
Because they scored. Because Drinky's just scored
16-10.
Yeah, so Drinky scored in the last, I don't know, just to make it 16-10, which is
right in front of us too.
Which is great for the Cowboys. But then the Warriors just come out and just kept doing what they do. They're just repetitive. They just bashed down the front door. Like Barney led from the front. Stole Smith was going on it. They still haven't got Lecker.
Wade Egan
was a fucking problem. An absolute problem. I thought he was the best on ground.
Yeah. And when because they're just playing off Laban, the way that he punches holes, the extra opportunities that he's getting. Murata's Nick Hora's fucking huge, eh?
It's bigger than I thought.
He's going to be a good pickup for the Knights next year.
Oh, is it the Knights?
He's been yeah.
Oh, great.
He's been such a good first grader for a long time.
You got Lecker, you got Laban, you got Capewell coming back, you got Fish coming back, right? The back line, you still got CANBERRA. It's going to be pushing for that. A couple other people pushing, so they got a team.
It was a good result for me over the weekend. I've got them for the minor premiership, and I thought it was done when they obviously lost them. I counted for that game, but when they lost against the Sharks last week, I was like, at home, I didn't account for that, especially with all the players. Now they get now they beat a dangerous Cowboys team, and Penrith lose to the Titans. Just close enough.
It's back.
Just close enough to be in range. So I'm excited to see what they can do over the next couple of weeks. For the Cowboys, I thought that Jason Tomolai Simbin was soft. Although I think the better team still won. I thought the Warriors were going to beat them regardless. Just doesn't help. It just doesn't help. Yeah.
They didn't let in tries, and they scored.
Yeah,
10 like a player down. Pretty sure.
No, they scored straight after. Dallin scored, but they were able to score a try back with Braden Burns whilst he was in the bin. Yeah, so it was 6-4.
Yeah. Didn't deserve some fucking sin bin. And I think they started off too small.
Yeah, with Griffin Neem and Cohen Hess.
Yeah, and Cohen Hess. When I saw that, I was like, they're going straight through the front door here. If you start Taumalolo, his presence is there. And even if you start him and Griffin Neem, that's all right.
Yeah.
You just got to start Taumalolo.
Yeah.
Right? He gets on the front foot. Those other blokes, they were getting hit.
Do you think they were just trying to weather the storm and then bring on JT and Mickey?
Yeah, a little bit. But they got it wrong.
There are Toddy Payton just re-signed for a couple of years too, so congratulations
well done,
to Toddy Payton. On a bit of a 3-game skid and going into Penrith this week. So going through a tough little period, the Cowboys. They've easily the toughest part of their draw when you're taking on teams 1 and 2. You'd love to get a result. So there's still something there, and I think Tommy Dearden is a genuine chance of returning this week.
They do miss him. I mean, they can only do so much with those blokes. They've handled it.
Yeah,
but like you need Dearden back.
Yep.
to make a late run.
Yep. All right, let's get to the Storm 42 defeating the Raiders 20. The Raiders were up 16-0 in this game, Mace, when we were watching it at the pub. Now, we were getting hammered pretty much throughout this entire game. Congratulations to one of the punters that hit the by fans. Yeah, great. Both actually. I punching out a number of fucking pints and getting hammered by fans. Enter Harry Grant off the interchange. I thought the season was a write-off about a month ago, but similar to the Panthers last year.
They're coming.
And they won't make the top 4 because it's too late, but they're going to eliminate a good team in the finals, aren't they?
They just need to get in the 8.
Yeah.
That's all they're thinking.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the 8.
They can't win the comp. It's too far. There's been too much history. Is like when you see that no team has won it from outside the top 4, they're not going to do that. They're going to finish within 5 to 8.
Yep.
They're going to beat whoever they play first week of finals because that team is not going to be the quality of Melbourne, and then they're going to remove a top 4 team like the Panthers did to the Raiders last year.
That's going to suck.
Was it Panthers Raiders?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't.
No, Brisbane.
Sharkies. No, it's Sharkies.
Sharkies, yeah.
They'll probably do it to the
Who did
Sharks.
the Panthers beat on the other side?
Brisbane. No, I mean, fucking Brisbane beat the Panthers. Panthers beat
No,
Dogs.
so Panthers beat the Wires for. Oh, yeah, Dogs week 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Thanks for bringing
that
up.
That was genuine too. It was
proper. Yeah, you knew.
No, I didn't. I promise
you. No, you did. I know you did. I was thinking as well. I said Brisbane.
Yeah.
Storm scare me, but they're beatable. You know, it's Warbrick. I love what. I don't want to say he's rocks or diamonds because he's more.
This year he is.
He's more diamonds.
That's fair.
If he can go like he is now and not make mistakes, jump over people's heads and just play twos coming out of yardage like he was before he got the head knocks.
Yeah.
I think that's the Warbrick we're seeing now.
This year, he's had
some shockers.
He's had a couple of howlers, a couple of real bludgers where he's almost the reason in big moments that they've lost games. The Bulldogs game, the error in the Bulldogs game, and a couple of errors he made in that game. But he's also been the reason they've won a couple of games as well. That's not acceptable for Melbourne and Craig Bellamy. Now, there are some stuff that factors. There are reasons that factor into the head knocks. I think is still a confidence thing with him and just getting some reps back. And he missed a lot of footy last year and all that. But when he's at his best,
he's got the best wingers in the comp.
They're hard to stop. How's this for a stat? This come from Vossi. I saw this from Vossi yesterday on his Instagram. Money has scored 56 of his 250 games. Money has scored 56 times. They have won 55 of them.
Of 250 games of people.
So when Money's paid his 250th game, right?
Yeah.
In 56 of those games, Money has scored.
Oh shit.
They've won 55 of those games.
So it's almost 100% strike rate when he scores.
Is he 99 point what? 99 point. Would it be that high percentage or would it be 98?
No, it'd be closer to 98 because it's 56.
98% of the time when Money scores, the Melbourne still win. That's fucking crazy.
Crazy, mate.
In 250 games.
Well done to Money too. 250's massive.
Exactly.
He'll get 300 over there, down there. He'll go down the Hall of Fame in Melbourne. Be one of their best, which is massive when they name that 17 best of all time. They've had some fucking great players. And he'll be 5'8".
Yeah.
Easy.
So who are some other players?
Well, there's no Gareth Whipp's his only challenge.
No.
Scotty Hill.
I was going to say Scotty Hill would be another one. I was contemplating Gio, but no, you just easily put Gio on the centres so you can account for Money. Yeah, that's a huge rat.
He's going to get it.
Like when you talk about
he's the second best six for bloody Queensland.
When his career's all said and done with the success that he's had,
he'll be the third best six. Obviously they'll put Wally there, Lockie, and then Money.
Orford was more of a 7, wasn't he?
Orford 7, yeah.
Yeah,
Matty Orford, yeah.
Cooper
will take that.
Oh, the 20-year team that they named that in 2018. I've just got the article.
Yep.
They had Brett Kamali and Cooper Cronk in the halves.
Yep, there you go. Yep. So Cooper will go to 7. Noddy had a great career at different clubs, but it'll be Money at 6, definitely.
Easy.
Ricky, he's lost for answers, mate. Ricky's a little bit lost on this one. They're struggling, the Raiders.
I think they're done.
Yeah, they're done.
Unless they go on a massive, massive run and don't lose a game. Mate, what a Ricky would be fucking bewildered.
Bewildered?
Just like what? How can we be 16? You're good. 16 up, playing like pretty good football, had him on the ropes, and then bang, 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 bang. Just couldn't get anything. Sewell Farlongo is a problem. Jeez.
Sewell's playing so good.
Fuck, he's good. Money, Jerome Hughes, Barry Grant.
But let's go back to Canberra. Canberra got so many good players.
What the fuck is happening? Ricky can't even explain anything.
Yeah, I can't explain it. Well, this one's a little bit more difficult because, for people that miss, I watched big moments. Mace watched the KO Minis because we're over in Christchurch. So we were watching this game, but on the piss, the game. So you don't get to sort of dissect it as closely.
Yeah.
He's got, I think he's got a season and an off season to figure out the Sanders Strange situation. And because he is locked into his job, that he won't feel the pressure that other coaches feel. He can really take his time with the development of him. But as you know, Ricky's not like Ricky's.
He expects the results this year.
Ricky's loyal and will have your back until he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then
until you're out.
Yeah. You're out of the inner sanctum.
Until you're on the whiteboard.
Until you're on the whiteboard. Yeah.
So he's playing the long game. Obviously, with Ethan Strange, with Ethan Sanders, trying to sort him out.
Owen Paddy got 55 straight.
Paddy, I think he played good. Your middles are still doing well. KO Weeks, you got a top 8 side there. This is why he's
under the pump.
He's just fucking lost.
Yeah, lost.
He just doesn't know what's going on. We can score points, but we can't defend him.
Fuck, this is a must-win game for him this week. They've got the Dragons at home,
mate. Yeah,
that's ugly. Hey, even you've been doing this long enough with us to know that.
There'll be too much in the line for sure.
I was going to ask you that.
That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah, the line's going to be about 10, 8 or 10, and I'm just going to go too much.
Anyway,
all right, the Roosters
from the Storm.
Roosters 27 defeating the Sharks 8. All right, here we go. I've got something for you. You're going to love this one. And shout out to the punters and dribblers. Because this is basically the storyline. We can talk a little bit about the Roosters players, but I don't know if you'd seen this one.
Going to an early too. I'm going to throw you an early too much. What do you reckon it is?
What, the Roosters?
No, Canberra St. George. I brought it up early.
Canberra St. George. What did I say? 8?
Canberra,
it's 11.5.
That's too much. Way too much. Way too much.
That's too much. That's too much.
And 340,
check this out.
$1.32.
That's too much.
I think you're both going to love this, and I didn't even show this to Lukey. I'm saving it.
That's too much.
Shout out to the punters and dribblers. Now, if you're not familiar with the punters and dribblers, Tom and Eddie have a page on Facebook, and
that's Hello Sport podcast.
Hello Sports podcast. And this was the question that was posed. Great podcast. It's from a non-Sharks fan. And he goes, Sharks fans, surely having Mulatalo in your side must piss you off, right? That's the question, but it's a genuine question. And then I won't say who his name is because it's not our page. But there was a punter and a dribbler who had this response. This is around Ronaldo Mulatalo. It's fucking so good. It's like your mate you have had since school who gets a few schooners in him and fucks everyone off because he gets lippies to the bouncers and shit, and you constantly have to apologise when you take him places. But then he's that one guy that will show up with his ute and help you move house, no questions asked. And he will also cry while delivering your best man speech. So deep down you just love the sea, even though your missus has told you to drop him 3 or 4 times while pissing on the couch after a bender. That is so Ronaldo Mulatalo.
Oh man. He can get a team who's just below par and just piss a team off, and they'll just fucking go after him. Oh. How many little Francis Melees does he start?
So good.
Just no. And if he just comes out of nowhere and just pushes someone, or if he starts it, it's like
someone wrote the next comment is, this seems oddly specific. So this guy Cameron obviously has a mate like Ronaldo, but that's the perfect way of describing him. He's your guy. Like he's the. It can go the other way. You might not be able to get into the club because of him, because he's fucking. He's pissing off the wrong people, and
he's twisted.
He's twisted, but he'll turn up. He'll give you the shirt off his back. He'll bring his shoot around. He'll help you move. It's so good. It's such a good description.
If you listen to any podcast of him, he's just the most chilled.
So he's a cool cat.
He's the best.
I love him. I mean,
Robbo said this after the game. He was asked about him. He goes, "Oh, what's your take on Ronaldo?" And he sort of like took a little bit, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically said, Ronaldo's one of those players you love to watch if it's not your team that he's playing. Yeah. Like, and that's even high praise from Robbo.
He can play. Ronaldo's he can actually. He's a freak. Just a couple. People get under his skin proper. Nwanga Nitawasi does. So he's a sly fucking, you know what he did to Jack White? He's an antagonist. I think what he just says with his body language and what he does, and like he'll jump over you, put the ball down, stare at you, like he just does little things that'll fucking really piss you off.
You're 100% right.
And that's what he does to Ronaldo. Ronaldo don't miss that shit. And like, because he'll say it like sort of under his breath, like he's not real loud and animated, he'll just say some shit like it's just straight face like that. But he's having a crack proper.
You know what I think it is with Ronaldo, right? And this is what I respect about Ronaldo. I respect it highly.
Yeah, same.
He'll go after Nwanga Nitawase because I think he views him as elite.
Yeah.
Remember when he got in the face of Xavier Coates in the Melbourne Storm game last year?
Payback.
I love that there are some guys antagonisers throughout the years that pick on certain guys. Like they might pick on a guy like a rookie or a bench player or something like that. But when it comes to big dogs, they stay. I love guys that are about it, and they're about it no matter who they are.
Don't care.
Now, he'll stand over. Every now and again, he'll stand over a rookie. That's fine. When he does it against Nwanga Nitawase, he does it against Xavier Coates. I'm like,
everyone.
Fuck, I love seeing that.
He doesn't care. Like, and he's trying to
In fact, I think he lifts even more so.
Yeah. The bigger the name, the bigger the fucking...
I think it pisses him off that Nwanga Nitawase doesn't get caught up in it.
Yeah.
Right? Because he sort of like slyly will score a try and...
He'll say something then fuck off.
He sort of just like gives him enough, and then Ronaldo's expecting something, and then everyone else comes in on behalf of Nwanga Nitawase.
He's already behind
and he's already started walking away. But I love the embrace after the game. I love everything about Ronaldo, the human being and the competitor. So,
I'm not here to say don't do it, because he's been doing it for like 6-7 years.
But there would be times it would be frustrating as a teammate when he's like, all right, he's clearly got that whole rage.
So most of the time he does. Most of the time he gets the job done, right? And when Nwanga's scores 3 tries, I think it's two or three tries on him. Yeah, and that's what gets you. That'll get the coach pissed off. But then, next week he's liable to score fucking 3 tries himself.
I love it. I love it when he come out and shot out of the line, put that shot on Toya.
And then they got him.
And then he immediately knows he hit him.
I thought it was fair.
Stood over him a little bit.
If he hit him and fucked off back to the line, nothing would have happened. No. But because it happened, Lindsay was there coming across. Yeah. And just because he's standing over him. Yeah. And so you can't do that because it's very disrespectful. But he loves the disrespect.
The part that I love is like he's sort of standing in goals and he's going like this because he just knows it's coming from everywhere.
Back.
Speaking of Lindsay Collins,
what a great performance!
Great performance. Needs to work on his dives. Awful dive.
He's not used to it.
What? How many tries?
Nah, they're messy tries.
They are messy.
They're Lionel.
But I always knew this performance was in the Roosters after Origin because I was so bad against the Storm after Origin 1. Sammy was so much better. Teddy was so much better in this game. They were flat.
Did they rest anyone?
No, they all played.
Yeah, good.
They all played. Yeah, Ches talked about it because he's in the presser after the game. He said, basically thanked him. He knows how hard it is to back up.
Who's your top 4 at the moment?
All right.
Like just say, just no. Just off.
No, I'm looking at the ladder.
Who's the best 4 teams in the comp?
The best 4 teams in the comp? There aren't any. There aren't 4 best for me.
Mine's Penrith, Warriors, Dolphins, Roosters.
Say that again?
Penrith, Warriors, Dolphins, Roosters.
Okay, so that's the top 4.
No Manly?
No. I think that'll be the top 4. That'll be...
I'm not completely sold on the Roosters yet.
I am.
Penrith, clearly number 1. big period coming up. Huge period for them. It's a huge period for them every year. The Warriors, that was a huge win for them, which they were starting to slip. They needed to end that slide. They've done that, right? They go back and clearly number 2. The sleeping giant, the team that worries both of those two teams are the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins and Warriors are playing this week at Suncorp.
What a game.
Huge game. Huge game. The Roosters.
Or the Warriors fan. Back.
Yeah. Yeah. We were chatting to the guy from Warrior Nation, ran into him at the airport. Yeah. So does a great job of getting people. Give me a number for that game at Suncorp.
Full house.
Pack it.
They should pack it.
Full house.
Because Warriors.
No, Dolphins.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, man.
The Finns will turn up, you reckon?
They better.
I'm thinking, all right, 44,000.
They better turn up for the Finns because the Warriors will have 15,000 fans.
The Finns are turning up for them.
Yes, they are.
You know what I mean? They're playing an excellent brand of football. It's their 4th year in the comp. They're in the top 4. So fucking Finns fans turn up. Warriors fans are going to turn up. There'll be 20 of those guys. 20,000.
Do you know when the Finns season turned around?
When we went up there.
Live show, baby.
Fly us back up.
Live show. Finns, you want to win the...
Hey, do you want to
keep it going?
Do you want to win the comp?
I'd love to go to that game, actually.
Warriors versus... Yeah,
I'm sick of traveling. I'm sick of traveling.
Yeah, I'm travelled out at the moment. But
see you later, mate.
Later on the season. If they play in a prelim...
Look at us.
If they play in a prelim, which is a
fucking... right, we're going to go. We're going to go to a prelim.
We're going to go to a prelim.
It'll be the Roosters and Dolphins.
What else
love that. What about if it could be in New Zealand, it could be in Suncorp.
And it could be around the same time the NFL's on. Oh, that's a Monday, so as long as we're back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah, I'm confident in those 3. I right now can't separate the Roosters, Knights, Manly.
They'll be all in the bottom 4.
Those 3 teams. Rabbitohs if they get troops back, but again, there has been no signs of the Rabbitohs being healthy for 3 or 4 years.
Cronulla, Manly, South.
Cronulla missed a great opportunity.
And
Cronulla would be furious with that game. The COWBOYS are sliding, and they go through a tough period for the next 2 weeks, but getting Tommy Dearden back will help them.
Can the Bronx make a late run? They fucking can, if anyone.
Yeah, Broncos and Storm.
Yeah, they're not too far out. What are they on? 16 points? So is Melbourne.
14. Yeah.
If they lose, it should be hard.
All right, that's it. There we go.
Anyway, to the fans, we will never do that again. We'll be watching every minute of every game for the rest of the year. Sorry about that, but we did our best.
They can live with that.
Give us one slide.
You get a good vlog.
First time in 3.5 years.
Give us a slide.
Get a good vlog out of it as well.
Yeah, and we've got a vlog. When's the vlog gonna?
Today or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
See how it goes after.
So pump our show tonight.
Big vlog tomorrow.
Big vlog tomorrow.
Put the Adam Mog out.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in a couple of days. You're gonna have 3 days of content, aren't you?
Woo!
Review show,
levels.
vlog, preview show on Thursday.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.